Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Arnab Goswami on the debate at 9. Presented by Amity University. Powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group and Century Ply.
Good evening and welcome. Starting a couple of minutes early tonight, because one thing I can assure you is that this is going to be one exciting breaking news edition of the debate, because the Supreme Court in the next few minutes is going to be deciding whether or not to let the numbers test happen in Maharashtra tomorrow in the Maharashtra Assembly. And whatever the decision, this desperate attempt by Uddhav Thackeray to avoid the floor test is embarrassing and baffling to see. What has Uddhav Thackeray been up to? First he said that the MVA has the numbers. Then he tried to use the deputy speaker, who is from Pawar's party, to disqualify those who questioned his leadership. Then his son Aditya and his right-hand man Sanjay Raut being a remarkably lightweight politician who has the bad habit of issuing threats at the drop of a hat, they started issuing threats of violence. Then they started a campaign of abuse and threats of physical violence. And finally, when it was clear that they do not have the numbers, they started last 24 hours, trying very hard to avoid the confidence vote. And I have just one elementary question tonight. If Uddhav did not have the numbers, then how on earth did he expect to continue as a chief minister? Is this why there were threats of street war that his party was issuing? The way the Shiv Sena and its allies, the Vadra Congress and the NCP have been operating is extremely wrong and totally amateurish. Even in the last few days, they have shown the propensity to try and rule by threat. And that approach, they should have realized, ended with the state-endorsed activities of Anil Deshmukh, Parambir Singh and Sachin Waze, all of whom operated under the sanction and the complete approval of this now crumbling Uddhav regime. I'm told today Uddhav sought forgiveness. He kept saying, forgive me, forgive me, forgive me. He kept saying sorry many times in his last cabinet meeting. But how can one forget or forgive Palghar? How can one forgive or forget the extortion industry and the blackmail factory that the police under him ran? And Uddhav Thackeray should think about this. How can one forgive or forget a situation where law enforcers under his government turned into uniformed terrorists and innocent citizens were killed and then their bodies washed back by the tide of the Arabian Sea? Tell me, Mr. Uddhav Thackeray, how can the people of this country forget this? And how can they forgive this? Viewers, the record of this now self-destroying political coalition called the MVA has truly been very disappointing. And one wishes that even if in its last moments, this political coalition accepted rather than fought hard against the people's verdict. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a lot of breaking news coming on in the edition this evening. I have two big debates I come to you with. In the next few minutes, I expect to get you the breaking news. The Supreme Court is deciding in the next couple of minutes or less, and we'll bring you the news first here on Republic. And ladies and gentlemen, debating 2 tonight. That's at 10 p.m. this evening. We saw the beheading that happened in Udaipur, and we must ask, who are the ones who were inciting? Did they pave the way for the beheading of this innocent man? As debate number 2, ladies and gentlemen, here are the headlines this power-packed Wednesday evening on the debate tonight. Any moment now, the supercritical Supreme Court order will be in. Will Uddhav face the floor test or not? Top court verdict anytime now. And if Uddhav had the numbers, why did he shy away from the floor test? If he didn't, then why won't he quit? Big questions on Uddhav's next move. And Shinde camp dumped him for doubting his commitment to Hindutva. So in his last cabinet meeting, Uddhav goes on a renaming spree as perhaps the final Hindutva card ahead of the floor test. Top sources say Uddhav got emotional, kept apologizing, kept seeking forgiveness, kept asking for pardon in his last cabinet meeting. As Uddhav plays the last card on the Supreme Court order, all is cool and calm in the Shinde camp. They're headed to Goa for the night. And time to go all out against the pro-Islamist terrorist ecosystem as the Pakistan links to the beheading in Udaipur are now out. Few minutes from now, the Supreme Court verdict will be out and we will know if there's a floor test. Here is what happened so far as I watch out for the verdict.
After the Mahavikas Agadi raised a hue and cry over the governor's call for a floor test,
नहीं बोला ना जेट स्पीड, जेट से भी ज़्यादा स्पीड है। राफेल का स्पीड भी कम पड़ेगा। राफेल जो फाइटर है उनका स्पीड भी यहाँ कम पड़ रहा है, इतनी स्पीड से हो रहा है।
the big Supreme Court verdict on the Maharashtra floor test is now out.
The Supreme Court allows the floor test at 9 p.m. sharp. The Supreme Court bench will convene. All sides have argued. Shinde camp has argued. The chief whip for the Uddhav camp has argued. You've had arguments on behalf of the Shinde camp MLAs, all of them put together. And I think the centre also put forth its point of view that they want harmony in the state of Maharashtra and nothing more.
But the high-octane drama was not limited to courtrooms. In the Maharashtra Secretariat, another fallout was taking place.
What appears to be a last-minute drama, there was a heated debate over the renaming of Aurangabad and Osmanabad at the cabinet meet. In fact, two Congress ministers briefly also stormed out over what they believe to be a Hindutva pitch. Then what happened was that Aurangabad was renamed as Shambhaji Nagar and Osmanabad was renamed as Dhara Shiv. It remains to be seen whether the renaming spree will win back Shiv Sena some support at these times.
Now, all eyes are on the floor test, where all parties are vying to touch the 144 majority mark. Eknath Shinde is exuding confidence as he gears up, offering prayers at the Kamakhya temple.
माँ कामाख्या के पास हम लोगों ने महाराष्ट्र के जनता सुखी समृद्धि आनंदी समाधानी हो, इस राज्य महाराष्ट्र राज्य का विकास हो, यही हम लोगों ने यहाँ पर माँ के दरबार में आशीर्वाद लिया। कल हम लोग सभी विधायक मुंबई पहुँच जाएंगे।
The Uddhav camp is saying it has the support.
ट्रिबल एमएलए हमेशा हमारे कांटेक्ट में है, कम से कम 18 या 20 एमएलए कंटिन्यूसली कांटेक्ट में है।
But amidst it all, Uddhav Thackeray may just have given a farewell speech at the cabinet meeting.
ये 2 साल इस राज्य के मुख्यमंत्री ने कोरोना से जो लड़ाई की, उस लड़ाई के लिए उनको बहुत अच्छे तरीके से सबने सहारा है। जुडिशरी ने भी उनकी तारीफ की है। 2 साल में इस 12 कोटी जनता को उन्होंने मदद की। सिर्फ यहाँ तक नहीं, ये अदर स्टेट के लोगों को भी भूखा नहीं भेजा। इसकी भी तारीफ मीडिया के माध्यम से हमने सबने सुना है।
It is less than 14 hours to the Maharashtra floor test. The last lap to power is on. Let's debate.
And let's stay newsy on top this evening. Niranjan is outside Uddhav Thackeray's residence. And I'd like to welcome Gaurav Bhatia. I'd like to welcome senior journalist Varun Singh, Sumit Peer, political analyst, Tanveer Ahmed, JDS, Intikhab Farooqi, leader of the Shiv Sena, Vijay Krishna of the Shiv Sena, Zulfikar Memon. He's managing partner of MZM Legal for a legal perspective, and Vijay Dharani going to be joining us in a bit. So what do you think, Gaurav Bhatia? You think that the Supreme Court will be clear? You think the Supreme Court will be clear? Gaurav?
Arnab, being a foot soldier of the Honorable Supreme Court, would not like to premeditate what the Honorable Supreme Court would say. But having said that, I'll tell you one thing. that just day before yesterday, there was another hearing before the Honorable Supreme Court. And if you look at the order, there are two things which are very clear. One, the Honorable Supreme Court gave more time to the 16 MLAs before it from the Eknath Shinde group. Second, the Honorable Supreme Court gave directions, Arnab, that adequate security be provided not just to the MLAs, but to the family members of the MLAs. Therefore, showing that when an irresponsible spokesperson of the Shiv Sena, Sanjay Raut, makes a comment like, 40 shav wapas aayenge, that is not in the spirit of our democracy. Third, when the Shiv Sena camp and its lawyer, they made an argument before the Honorable Supreme Court to stay the proceedings where vote of confidence will take place. The Honorable Supreme Court in its wisdom did not stay that. Now that brings me to the legal aspect of it. The Constitution casts a duty upon the governor that if he has sufficient material to feel that a government does not enjoy the confidence and does not have the majority, then floor test is the only option and it shouldn't be delayed because it will ensure that there would be no horse trading. Now today, Shiv Sena needs to answer that they can threaten, they can have violent protests, they will say Maharashtra how. When the time for a floor test has come, why are they shivering?
Why
are they so afraid?
By the way, latest update coming in from the Supreme Court. Latest update coming in from the Supreme Court that the lawyers are waiting. All the sides' lawyers are there. The bench will be assembling any time. Senior lawyers have presented themselves on both sides. Neeraj Kishan Kaul, Tushar Mehta, Maninder Singh, Mahesh Jetpalani was also there earlier today. On the other side, Abhishek Manu Singhvi was leading the arguments. And really today was embarrassing because Shiv Sena has gone desperate now. You see, Mr. Farooqi, if Shiv Sena did not have the numbers, one second, if Shiv Sena did not have the numbers, you should have said we don't have the numbers, but you kept saying we have the numbers, and since the last 24 hours you started saying let us not prove our numbers. How can you be in government without proving the numbers? This is all very embarrassing. No elected government behaves like this.
Arnab, see, one thing I would like to tell you, that since the time they left, our leaders, our ministers left for Guwahati, since then our Honorable Uddhav Sahib was continuously was in touch with them and was telling them that you come back. In case if you're coming back, then we can have a word together while sitting and we can talk. Whatever the problem happened, we can discuss together. Whatever is there, we can work on it. But since that time, they were not ready to show up from Guwahati.
He didn't say that. Your party leadership, Mr. Farooqi, your party leader, judges have assembled. Supreme Court में Justice Suryakant और Justice JB Pardiwala की bench फैसला सुनाने बैठी. They have just sat down to announce and no, that is not true. That is not true, Mr. Farooqi. Your party leaders were saying 40 bodies will come back. Don't change things. Don't change things.
Important update, Arnab.
No, 1 minute.
See, the meaning of that was. The meaning of that was.
कल बहुमत परीक्षण होगा.
It was nothing
floor
like
test will happen.
Wanted to attack on them, nothing.
No stay on the floor test.
Yes,
Breaking news. 1 minute. I'm getting news. Tomorrow there will be the floor test. There is going to be the floor test now. Come on. That's the news out here. Information I'm getting from my sources reconfirming right now. Hearing there is going to be a floor test tomorrow. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is breaking here on Republic. No stay on the floor test. The floor test will happen tomorrow. What will you do now, Mr. Farooqi? Vijay Krishna, prepare to prove the numbers tomorrow. Vijay Krishna, prepare. You tried doing it. You tried running away. It's not going to work. Prepare to prove your numbers tomorrow. And prepare to either prove your numbers tomorrow or quit the government tomorrow. Vijay Krishna, the time has come. The time has come, the time is upon us right now. Every trick has been tried by Uddhav Thackeray. Tricks are not going to work. Breaking news here, floor test will happen. Vijay Krishna, back to the debate, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking first as usual on Republic. The floor test will happen tomorrow. Uddhav Thackeray tried his very best to avoid it. He sent his lawyers. He said, no, this is not possible. Governor can't do this, can't do that. Last minute drama to avoid a floor test. But now you see, Vijay Krishna, at least you could have gone into the battle with your head held high. Tomorrow you go into the battle after having tried your very best to run away from the battle. Terrible way to go, isn't it? Terrible way to go. Terrible way to go. Everyone on the screen, ladies and gentlemen, Vijay Krishna. Yes. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm also hearing now the bench.
Let me allow
No. The bench says, the bench has given the nod to the floor test, and the bench has said it's ordering notice on the petitions, and that tomorrow's floor test proceedings will be subject to the final outcome of the writ petition. Now, this is absolutely true. Ladies and gentlemen, floor test happening tomorrow. Yes, good. Vijay Krishna, why are you looking shocked? Pump yourself up a little, have some coffee. Come on. Come on, don't look disappointed. I know you didn't have the numbers when you came to government. You were in a minority even then, but you clambered somehow, held on to Sharad Pawar, held on to Vadra Congress and formed the government. You don't have the numbers now, Vijay. You don't have the numbers. And you threatened the 40, saying 40 bodies will come back. There will be a street war. And now you're seeking forgiveness. And you can't even say anything, I guess. What's happened to the other side right now? Come on, Tanveer. Come on, Ms. Vijay Dharani ji, come on. It's okay, it's only a floor test.
Yeah, Arnab, can
it's
I
only
speak?
a floor test.
Yeah, Arnab, can I speak?
It's only a floor test. You're behaving as if there's some big calamity.
No, this is just a floor test.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Can we please go back to
the...
Murdering democracy, it is a floor
tomorrow,
test.
let the floor test happen. We should wait till the floor test happens.
Yeah, sure, but why are you looking so disappointed about a floor test?
No, I'm not disappointed.
Yeah, I'm sure you're not. I'm sure you're not. Varun Singh. Varun Singh, she says he's not disappointed. Yeah, go on. Okay, Varun Singh responding. Let's go back to the windows. Thank you very much. Got the breaking news on screen. Now to Varun Singh. Thank you.
I am very disappointed.
When I hear,
Varun Singh.
when I hear Shiv leaders
Another setback after setback for Uddhav Thackeray. Of course you'll be disappointed. Yes, please, Varun.
You know, when I hear Shiv leaders
I am very disappointed. I am very disappointed.
Wait a minute. Yeah. Varun, thank you.
Ma'am, please be quiet now. Let me speak. You all have spoken a lot in the court and the judge didn't hear you. So let me speak. You know, sir, wait. Let me finish now, please. I'm saying when I hear Uddhav's supporters and Shivsainik saying that Uddhav Thackeray was in touch and was trying to reconcile, but the first salvo comes from him on day one when he fires Eknath Shinde as the leader of the legislative party. What form of reconciliation is that? You have proven, and when you have someone like Sanjay Raut who has been issuing death threats to MLAs, what kind of reconciliation were you having? You know, let me tell you, Uddhav on day one had realized that he doesn't have the numbers. He was about to resign, but again, Sharad Pawar and Sanjay Raut held him back from resigning. It would have been such a graceful exit at that point of time, instead of having such a drama where today he has to go.
I have some more bad news. Some more bad news for you, Vijay Krishna and Tanveer. That those your esteemed ministers who probably have another 24 hours to remain ministers, Vijay Krishna, you know, who are in jail. One of them is in jail for connections with the Dawood empire. The other one is in jail, the one who, you know, joined hands, Vijay Krishna, with Parambir Singh and Sachin Waze to file fake cases against everyone and run the worst extortion industry that the country has ever seen. You know, now you tried, Mr. Farooqi, to say these honorable people should be allowed to vote. The Supreme Court has said no, so even they can't vote. It's a terrible situation for you, really bad situation for you. You know, you don't have the numbers, and we are hearing Uddhav will quit. Maybe Uddhav should quit. What do you say, Mr. Farooqi? Should he quit? Because there have been this buzz today that he's going to quit finally.
Uddhav Sahib is the Chief Minister of Maharashtra. Unless and until we don't come on the floor, have a floor test, unless and until nobody has can say anything or just can only imagine or have a judgment. That's all. Unless and until we are done with the floor test, that is the only time we will come with a clear picture. And we are all set to have a
so you're going to the, so that's good news. So Gaurav, what this means is they are going for the floor test, because the other news we heard was that Uddhav Thackeray has now come up with a new formula, which is ducking the floor test and quitting before that.
Few MLAs.
No, is he going to quit before the floor test or after the floor test?
Arnab, can I respond?
Is he going to quit before the floor test or after the floor test?
As the numbers, absolutely, as the numbers speak very loudly, whether
Audio.
they participate in the floor test or Uddhav Thackeray resigns before that, it is a matter which is fait accompli. We all know what would happen. And this is a punishment that Uddhav Thackeray is getting for breaking the trust of the voters of Maharashtra. Never forget, Arnab, that BJP and Shiv Sena had a pre-poll alliance. The election was fought by Shiv Sena, showing the work of Narendra Modi ji, his picture, and criticizing NCP and the Congress party. Then they took a U-turn. If Bala Sahab Thackeray ji would have been alive, he would have told his son, don't love the chair, love the people, love Hindutva. But today he is taking advice from Sharad Pawar, who is telling Uddhav Thackeray, Fevicol dal ke chair se chipke rehna. The chair is temporary, but the ideology of Hindutva has changed to the ideology of Soniatva. You know, listen to Sonia Gandhi rather than listening to people of Maharashtra. Palghar, you mentioned. Did the family members get any sort of relief, justice? No. Mishandling of COVID. We all saw maximum number of deaths happening in Maharashtra. We all know how the Vasuli racket was on. Even you were targeted. Paramveer Singh, Anil Deshmukh. What happened? And that is why time has come now for constitution to prevail. They cannot play fraud on the constitution.
Yeah, absolutely. Tanveer, you're on the debate looking stunned. Zulfikar Memon, it was terrible decision, Tanveer. And Mr. Memon, who I don't know who is advising them legally. Who advised the MVA government to go and tell the whole world that we don't want to face a floor test? Who is giving them this legal advice, Mr. Memon? It's terrible. It's not just bad legally, it's bad in terms of perception as well.
I don't agree, Arnab. I don't think that it was a bad advice. I think it was a good move for them to at least try whatever best they could have done to save the floor test, because the moot question here was at that point of time, now that the Supreme Court has passed the order, so we all have to bow down to it. But at that point of time, I think the moot question was when the disqualification process is pending before the same very bench, then what happens to the disqualification process? And then if the floor test has happened, if the floor test is done,
that is all.
Then the disqualification process becomes infructuous. And that is the only reason why Dr. Singhvi made the point and mentioned the matter, taking a chance that probably we could get time, see the disqualification process, what happens to that. If they are successful in the disqualification process, then probably the fate of the floor test.
That was looking at it very, 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 very technically. At the end of the day, this is, we can't, this is not a investment banking session that is going on between two sides. This is politics. This is the people's vote. Did Uddhav Thackeray think that just because he had private equity investment from the Vadra Congress, that he would be allowed to continue to have massive valuations when he did not have the people's trust? And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, Gaurav, I am hearing that Uddhav Thackeray is now going to make another Facebook Live at 9:30. What do you think he will do? Will he quit now? Will he quit? Will he quit? I'm getting a soundbite from a Shiv Sena member of parliament. One second, let's hear this.
अब ठीक है, इस पे बयानबाजी करना इस वक्त ये मुनासिब नहीं होगा। जब आगे आने वाले दिनों में सब बातें आ जाएंगी, लेकिन ये उम्मीद नहीं थी। उम्मीद ये थी कि जिस तरह से स्पीकर के निर्णय को जिस तरह से आगे रख लिया था, स्पीकर जब डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन की बात थी, 48 घंटे कम है उनकी सुनवाई सुनने के लिए, सुनवाई आगे तक ले गई थे, 11 जुलाई तक की उनको टाइम दिया गया था। उसी तरह से इसमें भी कोई डेफरमेंट आएगा इसकी उम्मीद थी, या उसको इक्वली ये करना ये हो रहा था, ऐसी दलीलें की थी। लेकिन अब जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने, ऑनरेबल सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने जो जजमेंट दिया उसको मानना।
सर, गवर्नर साइड से जो भी दलील पेश की गई उससे क्या आप लोग नाखुश हैं? गवर्नर ने जिस तरह कहा था फ्लोर टेस्ट के लिए,
उन्होंने हेड ऑफ द स्टेट करके जो बातें रखी थी उसी को लेके यहाँ पे दलीलें या पिटीशन जो पेश किया गया था।
Yes, Anisha, tell me.
Okay. Yes, you were saying something at that point of time. Mahesh Jetmalani is also commenting. Mahesh Jetmalani.
who will be holding this floor test? Who will be conducting this floor test tomorrow? Will the Deputy Speaker be
Yes, it is the direction is the Chief Minister. So the Chief Minister should conduct the floor test. But I don't know. I heard that the Chief Minister said that if the Supreme Court order goes against him, he's given a statement. Unless somebody advises him that the Supreme Court order is in his favor, just like he's been ill-advised all this time.
Sir, what about the condition that has been put, because it was addressed as to whether or not it can be a reversible decision, and the court has said it will be subject to the outcome of the main petition.
Yes, but once the floor test is held, right, and you can't reverse the fact of the floor test. That's a factual event, an event. So once you allow the floor test to go on, and the floor test results in a removal of the government by virtue of a majority, then the matter is over.
So Dr. Singhvi said that the governor is not an angel. But what is the judgment will come, then what you will say?
No man can claim to be, or woman can claim to be an angel. So I don't know what Dr. Singhvi is saying. Nobody claims to be an angel. Everybody has some but governors go, when he meant that the governor is not an angel, it means governors are prone to making a mistake. But they are humans like everybody else. Judges make mistakes. Lawyers make lots of mistakes. So
it's a big
it is a big victory for the Shinde faction.
It is a very, very, very big win. But it was expected. Once you have a majority of that kind, it's very difficult. How can you ignore the democratic fact that majorities rule? So this was just playing out time. If you ask me, the other side was just playing out time, but they're entitled to move the courts. They have a right.
So the court has also issued notice on the larger questions raised in this petition with regard to the Speaker's power, the Governor's power, the disqualification issue.
Yeah.
What does this mean now that once these matters come up for hearing on the 11th?
Well, I mean, those questions will be gone into, but I think by then, perhaps the other side, I think, will lose interest in this matter. Today was really the main event. After this, it's like episode 12 of a very boring picture after this.
But sir, would this then have an impact? Because the court has said that the outcome of this floor test is subject to the court's final verdict.
Right,
what does that really mean?
I'll have to read that order properly because they've only said it in open court. But yes, I mean, I suppose the disqualification petition still stands. But the question is, you can't reverse a majority on the floor of the House as per the floor test which they've allowed to go on tomorrow. You can't देखिए
इस पूरे फैसले को आप कैसे देखते हैं और कितनी बड़ी जीत मानते हैं आप?
देखिए ये तो बहुत बड़ी जीत है, लेकिन और ये तो अपेक्षित था क्योंकि कानून हमारे फेवर में था, यानी शिंदे के गुट के फेवर में था क्योंकि बहुमत तो उनके ही है और आखिर लोकशाही और डेमोक्रेटिक पॉलिटिक्स, लेजिस्लेटिव पॉलिटिक्स मेजॉरिटी के आधार पे ही चलती है।
सर, लेकिन सबसे बड़ी बात है कि फ्लोर टेस्ट करवाएगा कौन? सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने फ्लोर टेस्ट का ऑर्डर
देखिए, गवर्नर ने तो फ्लोर टेस्ट एज पर गवर्नर्स ऑर्डर को कहा है, सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने एज पर गवर्नर्स ऑर्डर कहा है और गवर्नर ने निर्देश दिया है चीफ मिनिस्टर को, सिटिंग चीफ मिनिस्टर को। तो फर्ज तो उनका है कि कल वो floor test hold करें, लेकिन यदि करेंगे कि नहीं।
Now, it's going to go down in history, Vijay Krishna, as the government which tried to hang on for dear life. You don't have numbers, you don't have people, you don't have your party. All you're issuing is threats. Then you're lying and you're saying that no, the party is with us. And then you've been saying that bodies will come back. This is disgraceful. This has been disgraceful behavior, Tanveer and Vijay Krishna. Let us have no doubt about it. Tanveer and Vijay Krishna on one side and Gaurav and Sumit Peer on the other. Yes, what's the problem, Vijay Krishna?
May I be allowed to
speak freely, speak freely. Yeah.
And if you stop your soliloquy, I would like to say today it is a moral victory of Shiv Sena. And we are very proud that we have morally won. We have shown to the public.
Morally won doing what, sir? Morally won doing what? How did you win, sir? How did you win?
Took away our MLAs. They are suffering from stop.
You live in Alice in Wonderland.
They are supporting
Alice in Wonderland happening here. How did you win?
And today, who
told you I won? Did Sanjay Rao told you I won? Where on earth did aliens tell you I won? Or did you get a telegram from Mars? Who on this earth told you, sir, you have won?
The numbers are not with you. Mathematics is the most accurate science. You are far off. You are going to face an eventual defeat. What on earth makes you feel you have won? Sir, what on earth makes you feel you have won? By which virtue? Have you invented the mathematics? Is a new brand of mathematics you have invented overnight? Nothing is on your side. You are losing your party.
We'll extend to 10:30 minutes.
You are losing everything. It's a political coup of a political party and you see your
Now I think Uddhav Thackeray, let's get the translation also ready. Uddhav Thackeray in 3 minutes is doing another Facebook live. I think he's done more Facebook lives than cabinet meetings, Tanveer, by the way. He's done more Facebook lives than cabinet meetings. What do you think he's going to do in 3 minutes? What's the honorable thing to do? What's the honorable thing for him to do?
Arnab, the very honorable thing is to fight till the last, till the decision.
So you're saying if he quits, it's not going to be honorable?
Disgraceful. Let us really analyze.
That's exactly they want. Arnab, that is exactly what they want. I mean, they want him to be humiliated and to be defeated on the house of the floor by his fellow Shiv Sainiks.
He has to expose
For Congress and NCP, they have to fight 5 years of leeway.
The wrongdoings of BJP.
They were not in the game.
He has to expose.
So you see how good their partners. They want him to fight till end and be humiliated and to be defeated by his fellow Shiv Sainiks. That is what they want to happen to the son of legendary Bala Saheb Thackeray.
What terrible situation is this?
What he gets. This is the reality of life.
What a really bad situation this is in, and Gaurav is making a point. I want to make. I wish to make. I wish to make a point as well. Okay. Now I want to say something. Tanveer, I don't know why. Tanveer,
more states is going to come from back door?
Tanveer, I don't.
They don't have a mandate. They have a lot of money.
Tanveer, listen to me. Viewers, I have a. Tanveer, I have something to say to you. Tanveer. I don't know why. I really don't know why. I am having this feeling today that more people want to listen to me than to you. I'm just getting this feeling people want to hear me. I don't know why. I think I'm correct. Now listen to me. Tanveer, the Constitution. Listen to me, Tanveer, because unlike you, I'm always prepared. The Constitution under Article 163(2) makes it clear that if there is a question on whether or not the governor should be acting at the discretion on a particular matter, his decision on the discretion shall be final. You came unprepared. My limited point today is this. For God's sake, when he wanted to quit, you should have let him. Vijay Dharani on the debate tonight. Vijay Dharani is on the debate tonight. For God's sake, I say, when he wanted to quit, you should have let him.
I think the question of the...
You used him with a remote control.
Mr. Governor is absolutely acting as an agent of BJP.
You should have let him quit earlier.
Is he not acting as an agent?
You should have let him quit earlier. Gaurav Bhatia is responding right now, ladies and gentlemen. 1 minute into the Facebook Live of Uddhav Thackeray coming in. 9:29 p.m. Gaurav Bhatia.
Tanveer bhai, I hope you listen to me. Tanveer bhai, please listen to me. I strongly object when you use the language for the Honorable Supreme Court that this is murder of democracy.
Shame. Retract.
Or you don't. And you know, Arnab, these are judges who have been hearing this matter for the last 4 hours.
But when BJP
and
really
please be quiet. Tanveer bhai, don't speak in between, please.
Makes them stay in Guwahati.
Please don't speak in between. If you are not afraid, please don't speak in between.
What happened in Karnataka?
No,
Why was
this is wrong.
Government really taken
Arnab, please ask him to be quiet.
One second. Let's not speak over each other.
Like this.
Let's not speak over each other. 1 minute.
Utmost respect to
Vijay Dharani, just wait. Let him complete his point. We have time today. We have so much time.
As a foot soldier of the Supreme Court, it is great disservice to the legal fraternity and to the honorable judges who heard the matter patiently till 9 o'clock, 8:30 and have passed an order. It doesn't suit you, you still can't cast aspersions on the honorable Supreme Court. And second, democracy was murdered when BJP and Shiv Sena together got 161 seats.
Ladies and gentlemen, getting breaking news. I'm getting breaking news that a minister from Uddhav's government, Anil Parab is his name, very controversial, faces many investigations. He has left for Raj Bhavan. We don't know what he's carrying with him. Uddhav's, one of his right-hand people has left for Raj Bhavan. I don't know what he's carrying with him. Yes, Gaurav, please continue. My point is, see, this is so embarrassing. What a bad way to go. Vijay Dharani, just because you had influence on Uddhav, you should have let him quit earlier. Now, if he quits like this, it's going to be ignominious.
My point, I want to just
No, I want Vijay Dharani. I want her to answer my question, Gaurav. She'll get away otherwise without answering the question. I wanted her to answer the question.
I would like to answer.
Yeah, please do. Please do. Please do.
It's very important. When a government is in place, it has a duty. Now, many people may say, I am into the other camp. But unless there is a flow test or unless it is being proved beyond any doubt with proper evidence and evidentiary capacity, we need to clearly understand the mindset of the existing government. So the government, being the existing government, they have every right to go to court.
We have the live. Uddhav is speaking live. I need to cut live immediately. Ladies and gentlemen, Uddhav is speaking live. Yeah, we are cutting immediately. Yes, with the translation. Let's cut.
असो हा फार पूर्वीचा किस्सा आहे. त्याच्यानंतरची पुढची वाटचाल कार्याने इथपर्यंत अतिशय चांगल्या पद्धतीने झाली. सरकार म्हणून काय केलं तर सुरुवातच आपण छत्रपती शिवरायाच्या रायगडला निधी देऊन ते जे काही काम आहे ते पुढे चालू ठेवण्यासाठी म्हणून एक सुरुवात केली. हा एक योगायोग होता.
We have decided to continue with the work of the Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Nidhi Ayog.
त्या माझ्या बळीराजाला कर्जमुक्त केलं.
Since years we were talking about to loan waiver for the farmers and that decision has been
या
taken.
सगळ्या गोष्टी मी तुम्हाला का सांगतोय की साधारणतः या सगळ्या धबडग्यामध्ये
Why I'm been saying all these
विसरणारे
things?
तर तसे नाहीच आहात पण थोड्याशा गोष्टी बाजूला पडतात. आज सुद्धा मंत्रिमंडळाची बैठक
We are
झाली.
not the party who
आणि
will
मला विशेष
forget
समाधान आहे.
what we have promised for. Even today we had a
आयुष्यात
cabinet
तसं
meeting.
तशी एक माझी भावना
I
आहे.
am
ती म्हणजे स्वतः शिवसेना प्रमुखांनी
what I have expressed my feeling to the ministers.
संभाजीनगर त्या संभाजीनगर जिल्ह्याला संभाजीनगर औरंगाबाद जिल्ह्याला संभाजीनगर हे नाव आज आपण
Today
दिलेलं
we
आहे.
have renamed
त्याचबरोबरीने
Sambhajinagar,
उस्मानाबादला धाराशिव हे नाव दिलेलं आहे.
where it was Aurangabad. We have renamed after Sambhajinagar, and this was something Abhasab Thackeray was always wished for.
सरकारी कर्मचारी अहोरात्र मेहनत करतात, काम करतात. त्यांना वांद्र्यामध्येच वांद्रे वसाहत जी आहे तिथे
There are
त्यांच्या
government
हक्काचं घर
officials who
मिळावं
have been
म्हणून
working since
भूखंड
morning
सुधारणा
and night,
अशा अनेक गोष्टी आपण करत आलेलो आहोत.
and we know that
पण म्हणतात ना, की एखादी गोष्ट
they
चांगली
wanted
चालू असली
to reside in
तर त्याला
Bandra.
दुसरं.
They've been fighting for their rights. That is all. That proposal
आपण
also.
जाणताच. पण आज मला विशेषतः शरद पवार साहेब आणि सोनियाजी आणि त्याचबरोबर काँग्रेस आणि राष्ट्रवादी यातील सर्व माझ्या सहकाऱ्यांना खास धन्यवाद द्यायचे. आज सुद्धा मला आनंद एका गोष्टीचा झाला, त्या नामांतराचा मी तुम्हाला सांगितलं. पण खेद एका गोष्टीचा झाला, दुःख एका गोष्टीचं वाटलं की ह्या ठरावाच्या वेळेला मंत्रिमंडळाच्या बैठकीमध्ये मी, आदित्य, अनिल परब आणि सुभाष देसाई केवळ फक्त 4 शिवसेनेचे मंत्री होते. बाकी सगळे मंत्री तुम्ही जाणता.
It is a great pleasure that we have passed certain resolutions in the cabinet meeting, but I was very upset that only 4 MLAs from Congress were present in the meeting.
त्याला मंजुरी दिली म्हणून मी त्यांना सुद्धा धन्यवाद देतोय. हे सगळ्यांनी विशेष लक्षात ठेवायला पाहिजे. म्हणजे ज्यांनी आतापर्यंत ते करायला हवं होतं, करून घ्यायला पाहिजे होतं, ते राहिले नामानिराळे, दूर राहिले. पण ज्यांचा विरोध आहे असं भासवलं जात होतं ते सोबत राहिले. आज मी हे आपल्याशी बोलतोय, हे मनापासून बोलतोय. नेहमीच मी आपल्याशी मनापासून बोलतोय. शिवसेनेला 56 वर्ष झाली. 19 जूनला वर्धापन दिन झाला. लहानपणापासून मी शिवसेना काय आहे हे नुसतं बघत नाही तर अनुभवत आलेलो आहे.
Shivsena has completed 56 years and from my childhood I've seen what Shivsena stands for.
अगदी तुम्हाला आश्चर्य वाटेल, काही हातबट्टीवाले सुद्धा त्यांना शिवसेना प्रमुखांनी चांगल्या मार्गावरती आणलं. नगरसेवक बनवलं, महापौर बनवलं, आमदार बनवलं, खासदार झाले, मंत्री झाले. मोठी झाली माणसं मोठी झाली. आणि मोठी झाल्यानंतर ज्यांनी आपल्याला मोठं केलं
auto rickshaw drivers and made them corporators, MLAs
ज्यांना
and
आजपर्यंत
ministers.
मोठं केलं, ज्यांना सत्ता आपल्याकडे आल्यानंतर जे काय देता येणं शक्य होतं ते सगळं दिलं. आज सुद्धा ज्यांना जे जे देता येईल ते सगळं दिलं. ती लोक नाराज. आणि गेले 4-5 दिवस म्हणजे मी मातोश्रीला आल्यानंतर सातत्याने मातोश्रीला लोक येत आहेत, महिला येत आहेत, पुरुष येत आहेत, युवक येत आहेत, साधी साधी माणसं. साहेब काळजी करू नका, आम्ही तुमच्या सोबत आहोत, तुम्ही फक्त लढा, आम्ही सोबत आहोत. कमाल आहे. म्हणजे ज्यांना दिलं ते नाराज आणि जे नाही दिलं त्यांना ते हिमतीने सोबत. याला म्हणतात माणुसकी, याला म्हणतात शिवसेना, याला म्हणतात शिवसैनिक. आणि हेच जे आपलं नातं आहे त्या नात्याच्या जोरावर शिवसेना ही आजपर्यंत मजबूत उभी राहिलेली आहेत. अनेक आव्हानं आली, ती आव्हानं या साध्या साध्या लोकांच्या साथीने सोबतीने शिवसेना परतवत आलेली आहे. आता नंतर न्यायदेवतेचा निकाल हा मान्य असायलाच पाहिजे. आपण आपली बाजू मांडलेली आहे. पण तरी सुद्धा उद्या तातडीने फ्लोअर टेस्ट म्हणजे करोना टेस्ट हा एक भाग, तसं उद्या फ्लोअर टेस्ट हा दुसरा भाग. तर फ्लोअर टेस्ट करण्याचा गव्हर्नर महोदयाने आपल्याला जो आदेश दिलेला आहे तो पालन करण्याचा निर्णय राज्यपाल महोदयांना सुद्धा मला धन्यवाद द्यायचे आहेत की आपण लोकशाहीचा मान राखलात. आपल्याकडे काही जणांनी पत्र दिल्याबरोबर आपण तातडीने 24 तासाच्या आत आम्हाला फ्लोअर टेस्ट करायला सांगितली. सगळ्यांनीच केलं पाहिजे. पण जवळपास 1.5-2 वर्ष विधान परिषदेच्या 12 सदस्यांची जी यादी आपल्याकडे लटकून राहिलेली आहे ती सुद्धा जर का आपण तातडीने मंजूर केलीत अजूनही तर आम्हाला नक्की आपल्याबद्दल एक जो आदर आहे तो द्विगुणित होईल. महत्वाचा मुद्दा काय जे दगा ते सोबत राहिले. मंत्रिमंडळाची बैठक झाल्यानंतर अशोकराव मला म्हणाले की मुख्यमंत्री महोदय आपल्या लोकांचा जर महाविकास आघाडीवरती म्हणजे काँग्रेस राष्ट्रवादीवरती राग असेल तर आम्ही बाहेर पडतो, बाहेरून पाठिंबा देतो, पण त्यांना म्हणतो तुम्ही या, असं वेड्यासारखं वागू नका. काल सुद्धा मी आवाहन केलेलं आहे की काल प्रत्यक्ष मी स्वतः बोललो नाही पण
that if they are upset with the NCP Congress combine, which Shivsena's alliance with NCP and Congress, we're ready to quit and we are ready to support the next government. We're ready to give outside support to the next government.
सुद्धा शिवसेनेने हिंदुत्व सोडलं असं तुम्हाला वाटत असेल तर याच्या पलीकडे मी काय करू. पण आपली जी काय नाराजी आहे ती सुरतला जाऊन सांगण्यापेक्षा
despite all these attempts, if you feel that Shivsena has
हक्काच्या घरात
deserted Hindutva, there's nothing I can do.
मातोश्रीवरती येऊन का नाही सांगितलं की आम्हाला सगळ्यांना बोलायचंय. मी बोललो असतो आणि कालही सांगितलं, आजही सांगतोय की तुमच्या भावनांचा नेहमी मी आदर करत आलेलो आहे. आज सुद्धा मी तुमच्या भावनांचा आदर करू इच्छितो, पण काय आहे ते एकदा समोर येऊन बोला, समोर येऊन बोला. मग हे असं मी तुमच्याशी बोलणार तुम्ही मला या भानगडीत पडायचं. तुम्हाला आणि तुम्हाला आपलं मानलं होतं मी म्हणेन. आता त्यांच्याशी वाद आणि लढाया काय करत बसायच्या, किती करायच्या. आज सुद्धा मला मुंबईमध्ये केंद्राच्या सूचनेवरून अनेक शिवसैनिकांना स्थानबद्ध म्हणजे घरातल्या घरात राहा, बाहेर पडू नका अशा नोटिसी जात आहेत. केंद्रीय राखीव दल मुंबईमध्ये दाखल होत आहे. मिलिटरी सुद्धा उद्या येईल. म्हणजे चीन बॉर्डरवरचं संरक्षण सुद्धा कदाचित काढून मुंबईमध्ये आणण्यात येईल.
Many Shivsena MLAs have been told, many Shivsena MLAs families have been told to stay at home. Central forces have been sent to Mumbai.
आमदारांच्या विजयाचा गुलाल उधळला, संपूर्ण रस्ते त्या गुलालाने बेहोशीने लाल झाले होते. त्यांच्या रक्ताने उद्या मुंबईचे रस्ते तुम्ही लाल करणार आहात का? एवढी माणुसकी विसरलात, एवढं नातं तोडलं. मी आज सांगतो उद्या कोणी शिवसैनिकांनी यांच्या आधीमध्ये येऊ नका, येऊ द्या. कारण उद्या लोकशाहीचा पाळणा हलतोय, नवीन लोकशाही जन्माला येते, त्याचा पाळणा हलतोय. तर पॅरामिलिटरी फोर्स असेल, आणखीन सुद्धा सैन्यबंदी आणणार. जल्लोषात झाला पाहिजे लोकशाहीचा जन्म. लोकशाहीचा पाळणा हलताना जल्लोष झाला पाहिजे, सगळे कसे कुटुंबीय एकत्र पाहिजेत. तर कोणी शिवसैनिकांनी त्यांच्या रस्त्यात येऊ नये. आणि मी त्यांना सांगतोय तुमच्यामध्ये माझ्यामध्ये कोणी येणार नाही. तुम्ही या आणि घ्या शपथ. उद्या फ्लोअर टेस्ट आहे. काय होणार? महाविकास आघाडीकडे, शिवसेनेकडे किती आमदार आहेत, मग भाजपाकडे किती आहेत, आणखीन किती आहेत? कशाला ही डोकी फक्त मोजण्यासाठीच वापरायची का कामासाठी वापरायची? हे एक लोकशाहीचं दुर्दैव आहे की या लोकशाहीमध्ये फक्त डोक्याचा वापर हा मोजण्यासाठी होतो. कोणाकडे किती बहुमत आहे, कोणाकडे किती
tomorrow and there is no point in counting the number of MLAs that Shiv Sena has, the number of MLAs that BJP has.
माझ्या विरोधामध्ये कोण आहेत, किती आहेत, मला त्याच्यात अजिबात रस नाही. पण माझ्या विरोधात
I am not interested in finding out how many people are standing against
मला
me.
लज्जास्पद आहे. ठीक आहे, तुमची इच्छा ही प्रमाण. कारण का तुमच्याकडे म्हणजे तुम्ही आता ज्यांच्या सोबत जाणार आहात ते सगळे एकत्र झालं तर कदाचित उद्या बहुमत सिद्ध कराल. मला तो खेळच खेळायचा नाहीये. मला
I don't want to get into this protest.
असं वाटतं की ज्यांना शिवसेनेने राजकीय जन्म दिला, शिवसेना प्रमुखांनी मोठं केलं, साध्या शिवसैनिकांनी त्यांना मोठं केलं, त्या शिवसेना प्रमुखांच्या पुत्राला मुख्यमंत्री पदावरून खाली खेचण्याचं पुण्य यांच्या पदरात जर पडत असेल तर ते पुण्य त्यांच्या पदरात पडू द्या. मग त्यांच्या पदरात पुण्य पडत असेल तर यांच्यावरती विश्वास ठेवला, हे पाप माझं आहे. आणि ते त्या पापाची फळं ही अशी भोगावी लागत असतील तर त्याच्यात त्यांचा काय दोष आहे? पण उद्या ते अभिमानाने सांगतील की बघा शिवसेना प्रमुखांनी खाली उतरवला की नाही, हे पुण्य घेऊन ते छाती पुढे काढून गावागावात फिरतील. हा त्यांचा आनंद आहे, तो आपण हिसकावून घेऊ शकत नाही आणि हिसकावून घेऊ नये. ठीक आहे, अशा गोष्टी होत असतात, अशा गोष्टी जात असतात. मला मुख्यमंत्रीपद सोडण्याची खंत अजिबात नाहीये. कारण मुळामध्ये माझी तशी इच्छा होती नव्हती हे तुम्हाला माहिती आहे. तुम्ही कुठेही हापापले होऊन जात नाही. आम्ही जे काय करतो ते साध्या शिवसैनिकासाठी, मराठी माणसासाठी आणि होय हिंदूंसाठी आम्ही करतो.
Whatever we do it for the common man, for Shiv Sainik and for all the Hindus.
बसणारा मी नाही. मी गेल्या बुधवारीच आपल्याला सगळ्यांना सांगून वर्षा हे निवासस्थान, शासकीय निवासस्थान सोडलं. माझ्या मातोश्रीमध्ये आलो, आपल्या मातोश्रीमध्ये आलो.
Last week I left Varsha after informing you on Facebook Live.
समोर मुख्यमंत्री पदाचा देखील त्याग करत आहे. आजपर्यंत आपण
today in front before all the people of Maharashtra I am also quitting the post of chief ministership. I am resigning.
मी डरणारा नाही, पण त्याच बरोबरीने कारण नसताना उद्या जे काही बंदोबस्तामध्ये शिवसैनिकाचं रक्त सांडेल त्या पापाचे धनी जे असतील त्यांना होऊ द्या, मी नाही होणार. म्हणून मी शिवसैनिकांना सुद्धा सांगतोय की उद्या अजिबात मध्ये येऊ देऊ नका. त्यांचा आनंद त्यांना लुटू द्या, त्यांचा गुलाल. त्यांचे त्या शिवसेनेला सत्तेवरून खाली खेचलं, शिवसेना प्रमुखांच्या मुलाला मुख्यमंत्री पदावरून तो गोडवा त्यांना लख लाभो. मला तुमच्या प्रेमाचा गोडवा पाहिजे, मला तुमच्या आशीर्वादाचा गोडवा पाहिजे. हा कोणी हिरावून नाही घेऊ शकत. आज सुद्धा मी माझ्याकडे काही व्हिडिओ आले.
One second, please. 1 second. Uddhav Thackeray has quit. That's over. News point over. Ladies and gentlemen, can I have the guests on the left-hand side on the screen, ladies and gentlemen, so I can see the guests. But the big breaking news story right now is, and he can stay on air. He can stay on air because that's what he's wanted to do, and he's on Facebook Live, so we can keep his Facebook images. The windows are all jumbled up, but the news is absolutely clear, ladies and gentlemen. Uddhav is out. Absolutely out. His pictures are still there. Can we put it on a window on the right-hand side? Story's over, ladies and gentlemen. Uddhav out is the hashtag right now. We predicted it, but it's a rather pathetic way to go. Rather pathetic way to go. In denial, Vijay Krishna, till the last minute. Trying every strategy possible to somehow avoid going before the people. Doing everything possible to avoid the vote, looking for technicalities, looking for excuses, issuing threats of street violence, issuing threats of bringing the bodies of the political opponents back, issuing threats of street war, emotional act, crying, nothing left. And now what happens? You quit live on television. Hashtag, ladies and gentlemen, on the screen, please, is Uddhav out. Uddhav out. Now, there would have been a better way to go. Come on now. You should have let him quit earlier when he didn't have the numbers. There's nothing to say right now. Yes, Mr. Farooqi, you don't even face the vote. Is there a more terrible way to go? You run away from the vote. You run away from the vote. You run away from the vote and you see this sorry spectacle. Can the pictures be on the screen? You see this utterly sorry spectacle of a chief minister who has tried to avoid going before the people and who quits in such ignominious circumstances right now. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Never before in the history of this country has there been a more ignominious spectacle than this, please. I mean, come on now. Come on. Yeah, Vijay, go on. Yeah.
Today he has won the hearts of millions of
For God's sake, can I have the windows and the pictures on the screen? And on the left-hand side, Varun Singh is responding. Gaurav is back. I can't see Gaurav on the left-hand side. Gaurav Bhatia, your first response, please. Gaurav Bhatia. Uddhav has quit. It's really terrible. He tried everything possible. I have Mahesh Jethmalani live with me right now before I come to you, Gaurav Bhatia. What do you make of this? I mean, terrible way to go. He said sorry. He sought forgiveness. What do you make of this? Mahesh Jethmalani was part of the legal team in the Supreme Court today. Mahesh Jethmalani.
It's an expected verdict. We are all very happy with the verdict, but it was a long struggle. I mean, the legal battle unnecessarily went on towards the end. This is one of the real sort of disadvantages of a democratic setup that, questions of law, which are almost settled, can be reiterated in the Supreme Court, and although the law is settled, you again have to agitate it and get the verdict, which we know is going to happen because of the established law. But that's one of the rigors of democracy, and I guess we have to live with it.
Absolutely. Well, big victory for you in the Supreme Court. Mahesh Jethmalani, congratulations. Gaurav Bhatia, now we can only do the postscript, I guess. But I really think the events of the last few days, the pathetic behavior, the physical threats, the threat of violence, street war, bringing bodies back, bringing politics to the lowest point, and then trying to avoid a floor test after claiming all this while that you had the numbers. Gaurav Bhatia, of course it's a victory because Uddhav Thackeray is out. It's a victory for you. But there are bigger questions that come up as well. Yes, Gaurav Bhatia. Tanvi, can Gaurav respond, please? Because
why is it victory to Gaurav Bhatia, Arnab? No, why is it victory to Gaurav Bhatia?
Well, it's victory obviously because it's certainly not victory to you.
Bhatia.
It's not. Who's it? Your victory.
Your name is Tanveer.
Yeah, Gaurav Bhatia.
Please.
Let the debate be on, please. Yes. Yes.
Can Yes. Arnab, Uddhav Thackeray was trying to delay the inevitable, and he was playing fraud on the constitution. Ultimately, the law has caught up. And I would say,
he's quit as MLC also right now.
Who takes
he's
oath
also
under
quit
the
as an MLC. I think he's leaving politics. Yeah. Okay.
We all have seen.
Yeah.
And the people of Maharashtra, they all have seen, and the people of India has also seen.
People of Maharashtra have also seen the way in which your party was clinging on to power despite not having the numbers. So please, the people of Maharashtra have seen that. Your absolute fascination for power, the people of Maharashtra have seen that through and through. A party which does not have the numbers, not even 20% in the assembly, holding on to its political rivals, holding on to Sharad Pawar, holding on to the Vadra Congress, somehow climbing on to power, carrying out a government which was full of corruption, extortion, blackmail, killings, murders, Mansukh Hiren murder, Sachin was a Parambir extortion racket. You took no action on the Palghar Sadhus, sold out on your basic principles, compromised the views of Mr. Balasaheb Thackeray, then clung on, went by Mr. Sharad Pawar's advice, clambered on, refused to give up power, held on to it, did Facebook lives. I mean, you broke people's houses, you put people in jail, you lost control over the governance apparatus. It was an embarrassment of a government, and today you are gone in the most ignominious of circumstances. Ladies and gentlemen, today the Congress party is quiet. Look at Vijay. She's not going to say anything right now. No, they're not going to say anything right now. Yeah.
Arnab, you should allow me to speak.
There's nothing to say right now. There's nothing to say.
I have something to say.
All you can say is we are very sorry for what we did for 2.5 years.
No.
All you can do is organize acid attacks. You're a party that organizes acid attacks. You're a party. You're a party who finds You're a troll party. You're a troll party. You're not open to criticism when questions are asked to you, and it is because of you that Uddhav Thackeray has had to resign in such ignominious circumstances.
You go on.
Arnab, it is a very disgraced exit.
Go
For a chief minister.
You should allow us to speak.
What do you have to say now,
Arnab.
You should
Okay, yeah.
Arnab, I just have my point to make.
Go to Bhatia.
After that, the other panelists.
Go to Bhatia.
Can I speak? Arnab, I have
Okay,
something
ma'am,
to say.
can I speak?
Yeah. One minute. In the middle, please. We're hearing. Yeah, audio up, please. Audio up, please. Ali Shah, hold on, please. Ali Shah's audio up. Thank you.
Who don't want to be with the Mahavikas Aghadi.
He's the biggest liar. We know him we have been with them for the last 39 years before coming to the Congress and the BJP. He's the biggest liar. He is a very selfish man. He does not think anyone beyond his family. So whatever he's saying is a big lie. And today, whatever he's done is because of his self-interest, nothing else.
What is the further strategy of the Bharatiya Janata Party?
Now the seniors will think about what to do next. Now Maharashtra needs a strong government. Maharashtra needs a strong leader. And Devendra Fadnavis ji will fill every aspect in that. And I'm sure he'll take Maharashtra ahead.
Is it decided that
The government. Yeah, Tanveer, what do you want to do?
Uddhav Thackeray spoke, he spoke like a statesman today.
Yeah, Gaurav Bhatia.
Uddhav Thackeray is really not gone.
Statesman.
Uddhav Thackeray is
A statesman who was hanging on to power despite not having the numbers. Yeah. For the Lutyens media, he was a statesman. For the Lutyens media, Tanveer, you and the Lutyens media made him a statesman the day he carried out some arrest. Gaurav Bhatia. Statesman. Yeah.
Yes. Arnab, when these people say that he was speaking like a statesman, what they are trying to say is that he was not a man enough. He was actually making a disgraceful exit. He was forced to do that. There was no dignity involved. There was no elegance involved. That if he didn't have the numbers, he should have resigned earlier. But he tried to defer the inevitable, which did not happen. And I must say, I will tell you what was disgraceful. I will tell you, Tanveer bhai.
Okay. Gaurav and Tanveer audio up, only two people.
Disgraceful ये है, तनवीर भाई,
Yeah.
आपने कहा डिस्ग्रेसफुल क्या है? जब संजय राउत कहते हैं कि 40 लाशें आएंगी तब डिस्ग्रेसफुल होता है. 17 months there wasn't a speaker in the assembly. That is disgraceful because the constitution is being mutilated. What is disgraceful is that you went with Congress and NCP, the parties you criticized during the election campaign. The disgraceful part is that 40 of your own MLAs didn't have faith in you. 9 ministers of the Shiv Sena didn't have faith in the Chief Minister. Unheard of. Unheard of.
Keep quiet. Ask the person to keep quiet. I want to speak. See, I'll tell you one thing. All these years in Maharashtra, earlier, whether Shiv Sena has ruled Maharashtra, you tell me.
Why did your party stop Uddhav Thackeray from taking action when the Palghar sadhus were killed? Why did your party stop Uddhav Thackeray from taking action when the Palghar sadhus were killed? Why did you? No. Why did you support him when Sachin Waze carried out extortion? Vijay Krishna on the screen, please. Looking confused tonight.
Beyond all these.
No, we are going to have to answer now. I'm sorry. We are going to have to. You're going to have to answer now. You thought you would get away without answering. You thought Vijay Krishna you would get away without answering. You thought you would get away without answering. You think I'm the only one asking you today? Today, Vijay Krishna, people are asking you everywhere. There's a controversial, checkered, terrible record that you've run. It's been a disastrous government for 2.5 years. It's been a disastrous government. Vijay, why keep saying sorry on your last day?
We tried to make them tigers. Today they became sheep following Eknath Shinde. But out of respect of Indian democracy, we honor Supreme Court's announcement.
Today, cannibalize your aura. You dismantled your party. You have lost everything which Maharashtra earned you. And Congress and NCP made a fool of you. They got power for nothing.
All right. Then do that. Sunil, please. Sunil, louder. Sunil. Sumit, please, audio up. Thank you. Sumit.
Today, fellow Shiv Sainiks need protection from you. They need Y plus security because they have threat from you. They don't have threat from anybody. You are running extortion racket. You are running cannibalizing. You are running Sachin Waze. Mukesh Ambani's house is not safe in Mumbai. Arnab Goswami, you put him in a jail with terrorists. You put Arnab Goswami in jail with terrorists. This is how you handle the editors. This is how you handle the media. The fourth pillar of the constitution, you are saying good governance, ease of doing business. Where are you? Roads, buildings, name one thing where you have excelled. Your home minister is running extortion racket and you are saying good governance. You have cannibalized everything what Bala Sahib Thackeray earned you. It's a coup where you have lost your party to your own fellow colleagues. Your own Shiv Sainiks need Y plus security to be protected from you. This has never happened in India. Y plus security to be protected from you. And you are talking of moral victory, sir. What have you done to your party? Have you realized what have you done? Have you realized the amount of loss you have done? Have you realized what a political party happened? Have you realized the face you lost in the whole of India? What a shame on you. And you're still saying you won. I mean, this is oxymoronic. What you're saying, you don't even regard mathematics, which is the most accurate science.
Vijay,
50 MLAs are Gujarat, you should have resigned.
Now
you should have resigned that day.
Now the other disgraceful thing is that at this disgraced situation, I mean, I cannot believe the way in which a government loses its hold. I mean, Tanveer, be fundamental about this. This is really embarrassing. I'm getting pictures there. There is Devendra Fadnavis there. I think he's with his group. Celebrations already. At some time ago in the Taj Hotel in Mumbai, where the BJP legislators are. And you know, at the end of the day, you couldn't have stuck on. You should understand and analyze. History will only record Bala Sahib Thackeray's legacy having been destroyed by the MVA government. What a terrible way to go. And this is going to be the only discussion point. Had you not compromised on Hindutva, Bala Sahib Thackeray's legacy and gone with MVA, you know, this would have never happened. It's really terrible. The visuals are telling the story right now. I don't know what the options here are, but I think we are in a strange situation.
I have a point.
Yes, what's your point? Yeah.
Yeah, Arnab, here is a case where you have to look back. In many states this has happened. Now that this government, with the help of NCP and Congress, Shiv Sena was able to come to power. Till this could happen, they could never think of power in Maharashtra. That's what I understand from the state of Tamil Nadu, deep south.
Yeah, and
now, I clearly understand, first time Shiv Sena has come to power and brought in good schemes. Now that people know how Shiv Sena can rule, now that people will directly give a chance to them, there is a possibility.
I'd like to go across to Niranjan right now, who's outside Uddhav Thackeray's residence.
Definitely, it's going to be a good day for them in future.
Yeah,
they have taken a chance.
And all I want to say right now, can we go live to him, please, very quickly, and we can see there. Yeah, can we have him? See, there's such a desolate situation. Uddhav Thackeray has been claiming that the people of Maharashtra are with him. Does it look from outside where you're standing that the people of Maharashtra have all gathered to protest against his resignation? I don't see many crowds there behind you right now. Niranjan, what happened? There was one very loyal TV channel that was standing there outside his house. Even that loyal TV channel has left.
Yeah, just journalists here, Arnab, and in fact, Shivangi's also been here through the day.
Let's bring her in. How many people are there?
Many supporters came here, but let me tell you, apart from, Shivangi, so Arnab, I can tell you that roughly about 15 to 20 news channels, and that's about it.
Where are
Police
the people?
Was here in large numbers.
Where are the people? Where is the party cadre?
Some action.
Where is the party cadre? Where are the people of Maharashtra outside his residence tonight?
Today, Arnab.
No, where are the people? I mean, he claimed that all the people of Maharashtra have gathered
outside. They were here
outside.
about 1 week back. They were here about 1 week back.
And what's happened to them now?
They were here about 1 week back. Nobody here today, except for loyalists. I think a few loyalists of his, Milind Narvekar, I heard, was inside. And Anil Parab left a few minutes back, went to the Raj Bhavan with a copy of the resignation letter. Apart from that, nothing else. Have you seen any supporters today, Shivangi?
What about the party?
Niranjan, this is very surprising because 1 week back when Uddhav Thackeray had come from Varsha Bungalow to Matushri, there was a sea of supporters. And today there were just six people, that too for like a half an hour they went away. It's a stark difference. Niranjan.
Yeah, I think that's a few channels were here, and I think some of the media is also packed up, Arnab. They're packed up, and very few people inside right now.
So he's really cutting a very lonely figure. It's terrible. You could have avoided all this.
Looks like.
Just think about, okay, now tell me, he's quit as chief minister. What happens to the party? Do they not even go for the floor test tomorrow? Are you hearing what's going to happen there? Because the party is broken up. They've got some 10 odd MLAs there. Are they going to go and vote tomorrow? Or are they going to boycott it tomorrow?
Arnab, technically they have only about 16 MLAs. Technically only 16 MLAs with him because 39 is the official number of Shiv Sena MLAs with Eknath Shinde. He's got over 2/3 that he requires. Among the 16...
can we go? Yeah,
yes.
Carry on. No, you carry on. I'm just getting the next live organized because we have.
No, I was saying. I was just trying to tell you that he's got roughly about 16 MLAs. 16 MLAs, Arnab. That's officially the strength on paper. We don't know whether all 16 will be there on the floor of the house. And among them, of course, Aditya Thackeray is also there. He was one of the only ministers left, along with I think Subhash Desai and one more Anil Parab, who were left behind. All the other Shiv Sena ministers are with the Shinde camp. 39. He needed 37. He's got 39. I think Shinde's got everyone, literally the whole party, with him tomorrow. And they've landed They've landed in Goa just now. So that's some news to land to. They were mid-air when all the action was happening. They've just about touched down in Goa right now. They will be landing here, I think, tomorrow. 7:30, they take off. They land here roughly at around between 8:30 and 9 is what we are hearing right now. And heading straight from there to the assembly, perhaps. No pit stop.
And so
in between.
So this, the real story is, and we're going to talk about this today. Ladies and gentlemen, see, Uddhav is out, okay? Uddhav is out. Alisha is live outside the Taj Hotel where the celebratory, she's inside the hotel actually where a lot of BJP legislators, party workers are all assembled. So what is their strategy for tomorrow? Do they think that it's over or are they going to go for the trust vote tomorrow as planned at 11 o'clock? Trust vote continues, but what are they expecting in the trust vote after the quitting?
Well, yes, Arnab, BJP was just waiting, and for the further course of action, what will be the BJP is deciding to stake claim. I am joined with Jai Kumar Rawal. As we know that Uddhav Thackeray has already resigned, he has already announced his resignation. What will be the BJP further course of action?
Now BJP will stake claim. We'll go ahead with things. Devendra Fadnavis, the state has been waiting for Devendra Fadnavis to come, start off all the development projects like metro, the bullet train and everything. So we can see that, all the projects were in limbo and the whole state was in chaos. Now I think the state is waiting for Devendra Fadnavis to take the reins and start the development works.
Now how many supports, the number you have been claiming?
I think it should be around 165 to 70.
So we'll talk to more, Arnab, here where all the BJP MLAs has been assembled, and there was a meeting where they have been claiming, they're clearly saying that there could be a meeting where I'll just request my video journalist to show in around, because here is something we can see that the senior leaders of the Bharatiya Janata Party are present here. They are just waiting for Devendra Fadnavis to reach, because we have been told that Devendra Fadnavis is already in, he is present, he is already on the way to Raj Bhavan, he is going to stake claim. But here are all the MLAs who have been waiting, they are waiting for Devendra Fadnavis to come. We are joined, we'll ask Pawan Kule. Sir, we know that Uddhav Thackeray has already resigned. What will be the further course of action by the Bharatiya Janata Party?
देखिए कि सबसे पहली बात है कि 2.5 साल पहले महाराष्ट्र की जनता ने देवेंद्र फडणवीस जी के नेतृत्व में जनाधार दिया था, सरकार बनाए और मुख्यमंत्री देवेंद्र फडणवीस बने। लेकिन जिस प्रकार से उद्धव ठाकरे जी और इन्होंने पीठ पे खंजर खोपकर सरकार बनाई, उन्होंने जिस प्रकार से 2.5 साल में जो जनादेश मिला था उसका अपमान किया, आज फिर एक बार नेचर ने इसका रिप्लाई ये किया है, आंसर दिया है और आज फिर एक बार मुख्यमंत्री को रेजिग्नेशन देना पड़ा। यही सही था, क्योंकि सारे एमएलए, उनके शिवसेना के एमएलए ये नहीं चाहते थे कि महाविकास आघाड़ी में हम रहे, क्योंकि सारे मंत्री महाविकास आघाड़ी के, राष्ट्रवादी कांग्रेस के शिवसेना के एमएलए को क्रिटिसाइज करते थे। उनके एमएलए एरिया में कांग्रेस पार्टी और राष्ट्रवादी पार्टी बढ़ाने की बात कर रहे थे। राष्ट्रवादी ने तो 100+ की बात कर दी थी, इस वजह से सारे एमएलए को लग रहा था कि हम चुनाव नहीं जीत पाएंगे। इस वजह से सारे एमएलए ने रिबेल किया और आज फिर एक बार इस महाराष्ट्र को जो जनादेश है वो जनादेश की सरकार मिले, यही महाराष्ट्र की जनता का कहना है।
So, as we heard that the BJP, who's been clearly saying that now the Devendra Fadnavis will be the chief minister, and this is what the people of Maharashtra has always voted for, and they always wanted that Bharatiya Janata Party should be in the position, and will.
Yes, Alisha, before you go for your next interview, one big curious point which viewers we must consider today is this, that over the last few days, all kinds of, strange behavior, strange tricks were coming out from this lightweight called Sanjay Raut, and then Uddhav Thackeray's son Aditya Thackeray, who day before yesterday his father gave him a lot of extra portfolios, and just threw a lot of portfolios at him. It seemed that Aditya Thackeray was number 2 literally in terms of the government in Maharashtra, and they were all saying that we are in touch with 20 to 25 MLAs from the Eknath Shinde camp. What happened to that? I mean, if they were making these tall claims till yesterday, then why, you must ask them that if these claims were there, where are the 20-25 MLAs who Uddhav Thackeray, Sanjay Raut and Aditya Thackeray said that they were in touch with? If they felt there were people in touch with them, then why did they avoid the trust vote tomorrow, which means they were lying, making up stories?
Well, yes, we'll ask with this with the BJP senior leader हर्षवर्धन पाटिल. संजय राउत का एक हमेशा से क्लेम रहा है कि एकनाथ शिंदे कैंप में करीबन 20 से 25 एमएलएज है जो उनके टच पर है. फ्लोर टेस्ट के लिए भी तैयार थे. वो कह रहे थे कि हम फ्लोर टेस्ट में जाएंगे और बहुमत के साथ महाविकास आघाड़ी सामने आएगी. लेकिन आज इस रेजिग्नेशन को देखते क्या लगता है कि क्या एक रणनीति के साथ आगे बढ़ रहे थे?
देखो, ऐसा है कि जो भी कोई स्टेटमेंट करता था सब लोग टीवी पे देख रहे थे कि 39 से ज़्यादा शिवसेना के एमएलएज बाहर थे और वो खुद चले गए थे. उनको किसी ने लिया नहीं था. उनके साथ जो इंडिपेंडेंट थे. तो अभी ये पता चला है कि महाविकास आघाड़ी मेजॉरिटी खो चुकी है और मेजॉरिटी 2, 5, 10 एमएलए के बारे में नहीं खो चुकी है. पूरा का पूरा एक फ्रैक्शन हुआ है और बड़ी संख्या में ये मेजॉरिटी महाविकास आघाड़ी की अभी खत्म हुई है. और भारतीय जनता पार्टी और एकनाथ शिंदे साहब का जो गठ है, उनके साथ जितने विधायक है, चाहे वो इंडिपेंडेंट हो चाहे वो शिवसेना के हो, ये सब अभी साथ लेके महाराष्ट्र में अभी एक अच्छी सरकार बनने वाली है.
We heard that it was something a false claim that was made by Sanjay Raut, and now this BJP leaders who have been clearly stating it was nothing but they were just depending upon the order of the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court the time has said that there will be floor test. We heard Uddhav Thackeray, who resigned as the chief minister. Here all the MLAs who have been waiting here for Devendra Fadnavis, and what we have been told that Devendra Fadnavis, who already left for Raj Bhavan to stake claim, because we know that BJP has clearly stated they have the numbers, they have more than 165 numbers, and this is where we can see. Also, we are joined with independent MLA Ravi Rana. Ravi जी, हमने देखा कि कहीं ना कहीं क्लेम संजय राउत की ओर से किया जा रहा था, ये कहना कि उनके पास नंबर है और कई 20 से 25 ऐसे एमएलएज हैं जो शिंदे कैंप में है, वो उनके साथ टच में है. जिस दिन फ्लोर टेस्ट की बात आ जाएगी तो बहुमत महाविकास आघाड़ी दिखाएगी.
देखिए, संजय राउत डे 1 से झूठ बोल रहे. वो एक उद्धव ठाकरे के शकुनी मामा है, जो शकुनी मामा घर में ही शरद पवार जी के और कांग्रेस की नीतियों पे चलने के लिए उद्धव ठाकरे जी को मजबूर कर रहे हैं. और इसीलिए वो शकुनी मामा जो है संजय राउत, अब मुझे लगता है उनके पास मुख्यमंत्री ने रिज़ाइन दे दिया है. ऐसी बातें करना उनको योग्य नहीं है जब राज्य के मुख्यमंत्री को कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं है कि यहाँ पे बाला साहब के विचारों के सैनिक हिंदुत्व को लेके आगे बढ़े हुए विद्रोह किया है और वो वापस आने का तो कोई चांस नहीं. पर अजय चौधरी जो उनका गठ नेता है वो भी एकनाथ शिंदे जी के संपर्क में है. मुझे लगता है आने वाले टाइम पे शिवसेना के बचे हुए 15 एमएलए जो है उसमें से 10 एमएलए एकनाथ शिंदे जी के साथ जाएंगे.
हमने आपको हमेशा देवेंद्र फडणवीस के घर पे देखा है और जब भी मीटिंग रही है आप खुद मौजूद रहे हैं। अब क्या भारतीय जनता पार्टी की रणनीति है जिसके साथ इंडिपेंडेंट?
बिल्कुल, हम सब इंडिपेंडेंट देवेंद्र फडणवीस जी के साथ हैं, पूरी ताकत से उनके साथ रहेंगे। राज्य को मुख्यमंत्री देवेंद्र फडणवीस जी का जैसा चाहिए, जो सही मायने में किसानों को और हर तबके को न्याय देगा। और पिछले 5 साल का अनुभव अगर देवेंद्र फडणवीस जी का आप देखेंगे तो महाराष्ट्र की जनता की मांग थी कि उद्धव ठाकरे जाना चाहिए और देवेंद्र फडणवीस आना चाहिए, और इसी मांग को लेके आज हिंदुत्व का नारा देके एकनाथ शिंदे जी ने जो विद्रोह किया, बाला साहब के विचारों को कायम रखने के लिए कांग्रेस की तरफ जाने, कांग्रेस के विचारों पे उद्धव ठाकरे जा रहे थे। और बाला साहब ने कहा था जिस दिन शिवसेना कांग्रेस के साथ जाएंगी उस दिन शिवसेना का मैं सेटर बंद करूंगा, और वो एकनाथ शिंदे ने उद्धव जी का सेटर बंद किया।
So this was independent MLA who's clearly stating that this is something where Uddhav Thackeray has to do.
You know, I don't know where we're seeing some movement there where Uddhav is. I think he's going to come out of Matoshri also. I wonder, Niranjan, where he is going to, where he's going to go. Is he?
Uddhav Thackeray is, I think.
Where is he? Is he going to the farmhouse where in Karjat, where he arrested my reporter Anuj? Is Uddhav Thackeray going to his farmhouse in Karjat where he arrested my reporter Anuj during the Sushant episode? I don't know why they arrested him. Is he going to his farmhouse, Niranjan? Where is he going? No, 3 cars left. He's not there.
Narvekar and no idea, Arnab. No idea where he's leaving right now. But the entire pilot convoy has gone inside. Security detail has gone inside. He's going to leave anytime now. The police trying to, of course, stop the media, form a circle so that we don't try and put a mic to his car. But his aides have left. Anil Parab has gone inside. Arvind Sawant has gone inside. Milind Narvekar is left. Neelam Gore is left. So just I think the immediate coterie. And I haven't seen Sanjay Raut yet. Not sure whether he's already inside. But even Sanjay Raut, we were told, came in for a bit and left earlier today. No idea where he's going. We're just waiting to get some sort of a confirmation on that. But the security detail is gone in. Apart from the security, haven't seen anybody else. Complete silence here, Arnab. Complete silence.
Complete silence. A couple of
police, of course, trying really hard.
Yeah, couple of quick observations that I want to make out here. And if I can have all those who are there with me live on the left hand side, please, ladies and gentlemen. Can I please? Can I have the guests, please, on the left hand side? I'm making a request. There are those who are on air. Can I have them on the left-hand side screen, please? Thank you so much. Okay. Niranjan, over to you, please, to hold for a bit. I'm just coming back in a minute. Navneet Rana is with us on the phone line. Navneet Rana is with us on the phone line. Just wait a minute, Niranjan. Navneet Rana is with us on the phone line. Navneet Rana जी, आपको मेरी आवाज़ आ रही है? मैं अर्नब बोल रहा हूँ.
Yes. नमस्कार अर्नब जी.
नमस्कार. आपको कैसा लग रहा है आज? ये तो सबको जेल भेजने में माहिर थे और आपको भी जेल भेजा, सबको जेल भेजा
सर.
हाँ, मुझे भी भेजा. ये फ्रॉड केसेस कराने में तो एक्सपर्ट थे ही. तो अभी आपको क्या लग रहा है कि अब?
I'll tell you one thing. The way he's given his resign today from the chief minister's post. बहुत ज्यादा लेट कर दिया उन्होंने रिजाइन करने में. एक्चुअली अगर उन्होंने करना था तो जिस दिन उनके परिवार के 40 सदस्य बाहर घर छोड़ के बाहर चले जाते हैं, तो अगर थोड़ी सी भी उनमें रहती कि मैं क्या जवाब दूंगा लोगों को, तो उसी दिन उन्होंने रिजाइन देना था. आखिरी दिन तक पद के लिए, पोस्ट के लिए जो लालच जो 2.5 सालों में उन्होंने रखी अपने साथ में, मुझे लगता है वो सब आंसर उन्हें आज लोगों के सामने जिस तरीके से he played an emotional card in front of all the Maharashtra.
But what emotional card? Navneet Rana, we are talking about a man who's now playing emotional card, who's playing an emotional card. But this is the same man who allowed Sanjay Raut to say that 40 bodies will come back. This is the same man who arrested you and put you in jail and felt he was very powerful, because he could put you in jail because you were wanting to recite Hanuman Chalisa. This is the same man, Navneet Rana, and all the people, same man who said that I'm going to arrest Arnab Goswami because he's asking too many questions on the way I am backing Bollywood on the Sushant Singh Rajput case. He wanted to arrest me and carry out an acid attack on me. just because I questioned why he was not taking any action on Palghar. So this kind of a man, you know, he was so happy when Kangana Ranaut's house was demolished. He told Sanjay Raut to put an article saying ukhad diya. Who is going to support this kind of a man? I mean, today he can cry and go emotional. He can do what on earth he wants. But who's going to sympathize with this kind of a man? Yeah.
See, nobody is going to support. The whole Maharashtra and India have seen the party has formed by Bala Saheb Thackeray. He is totally. See, हमने बहुत सारी चीजें देखी हैं जिंदगी में. फादर जो करते हैं उसका नाम बोलते हैं कि बेटा मेरा बड़ा नाम करेगा. पर ये ऐसे बेटे हैं कि 56 साल की मेहनत फादर की उन्होंने पूरा पानी फेर दिया उसके ऊपर. Because of his attitude, because of his ego, because of his arrogancy, the way he was behaving in from last 2.5 years, sir.
Yeah.
So Arnab ji, because of that, all these things happened.
Yeah.
He never met any of the member of legislative
and eventually what happened, a very sad situation that he has landed up in. It's sad, but nobody is going to feel emotional for him. The only two people who were left, Navneet Rana with him, 3 people. One, the person who is massively accused of corruption. His name is Anil Parab.
Yeah.
Second, the person who was described by Mr. Rana sometime back. We were talking to him. He said that he is the Shakuni Mama for the Uddhav Thackeray group. That is Sanjay Raut. And finally, his son, Aditya, who has proven to be extremely immature in the way that he has conducted himself, you know, to go ahead and abuse and attack people and say that they are dirt, gandh hai, IPL players, auction, the kind of immaturity that he showed. And it must be remembered, Navneet Rana, that Aditya Thackeray, it has been reported, was the person who was instrumental in bringing back Sachin Waze. And you know the reports are out about that also now. So only 3 people are left with Uddhav Thackeray now. Only 3 people.
ये 3 people को तो मजबूरी है अर्नब जी, और नहीं तो ये भी नहीं बाकी रहते थे, सिर्फ उद्धव जी बाकी रहते थे और मातोश्री रहती थी. जिस तरीके से he done अत्याचार on me, on everybody, each single person in Maharashtra, whoever used to talk against him, used to demolish their house, he used to give notices to them, or he would be giving permission to put them behind the bar. Sir, मैंने 14 दिन लॉकअप और जेल में निकाले हैं सर. बीइंग अ फीमेल रिप्रेजेंटेटिव, दैट्स टू इंडिपेंडेंट, नो फादर सपोर्ट, नो बिग फादर नेम बिहाइंड मी. Without then, I have built my life, and he has put me behind the bar only because I was supposed to chant Hanuman Chalisa.
Well, I would say this to you. I would just say this to you. We are getting some visuals. Everybody is leaving from the Goa airport, and a lot of viewers would like you to join our debate. So Navneet Rana, if you have a good Zoom connection or a video conferencing facility, many people are saying that they would like to hear you today. And I thank you for joining me so far. I hope you can join me on the program further. And I must say one thing, Navneet Rana, to you, that we stood by you in what you went through, and you have shown your courage. And I also want to say that you know, who are cowards? Cowards are those who abuse power to go against the common people. And to allow that to happen, to misuse and abuse the law, we will never forget how the attack on a retired Navy veteran was normalized by Uddhav Thackeray's government. In fact, I think they celebrated. They applauded the people and they awarded the people who attacked a Navy veteran's house. This was the fact. This is the record of Uddhav Thackeray. He is a chief minister. Sushil Pandit, welcome. Vaibhav Agarwal, welcome. Sanju Verma was with us. We lost her in a bit. Maybe she'll join us. Vijay Krishna, Manojit Mandal, Vijay Dharani. You know, the number of, I can't call them mistakes, the number of terrible things that he did. When a Navy veteran's house was attacked and Shiv Sena workers went him and beat him up, injured his eye, they said, oh, we are very spontaneous people, we tend to lose control. This is the record of Uddhav Thackeray. Misgovernance, malgovernance, abuse of power, gone to the extreme, Sushil Pandit. And therefore, nobody except the Lutyens media is feeling sympathetic for him today. Sushil, what do you think?
Arnab, only one word comes to my mind, and that is comeuppance. It was waiting to happen. The kind of machinations that preceded the formation of this government and sheer audacity of trampling over a mandate and then walking over to the other side. And look at the other side, lapping it all up and then unleashing a reign of tyranny in the last 2.5 years. This was incredible. Incredible. And it was waiting to come crashing down.
Oh my God, what you did?
I think, sitting so far away in Delhi, the rest of the country is feeling relieved.
You are talking about morality.
No, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. And you know, this unholy and failed alliance.
You are talking about
It's an alliance of misdeeds. It's an alliance of misdeeds. It has been party to the worst crimes. When ministers have been found to have Dawood links, it has supported these ministers. This is what Uddhav Thackeray's legacy is. It empowered ministers who are charged with hundreds of crores of extortion. Under its watch, innocent citizens have been strangulated, killed, murdered, their bodies thrown into the Arabian Sea till the tide brought them back. And things catch up, you know. Things catch up. No. I'm saying who allowed Sachin Waze to do what he did? Uddhav Thackeray. And today Uddhav Thackeray wants to say he didn't know. I want to say it clearly, viewers. Uddhav Thackeray was so happy, so delighted he was, so happy he couldn't control himself when his minions arrested me, that he actually went and said that Parambir Singh is the best police officer I've ever met. And he made Parambir Singh give Sachin Waze some kind of a gold medal. And the same man carried out murders. I don't think there has been any government in the history of independent India which has been party to the kind of abuse of power that this government has. And that is his record, whether he likes it or not. Sanju Verma is on the debate. Okay, why did he quit before the vote? Could he not have gone to the vote and maybe made some kind of a speech? Why do it in the lonely isolation of a Facebook Live?
Arnab? Arnab, I think today it's redemption day for you also in more ways than one. And I normally tend to stick to facts and numbers, but I can't resist the temptation of asking you in particular, how's the Josh?
Josh has always been high, always been high. You know, I'll respond to you on that. This government tried every trick in the book. And they really thought, and Uddhav has this strange habit of daydreaming. He started daydreaming. Maybe Aditya also helped him daydream. They thought that they would destroy Republic. And today, look where we are. We are stronger, we are bigger, we are more resilient. And look at where Uddhav Thackeray is. Look at where Aditya Thackeray is. Look at where Sanjay Raut is. You should just see the kind of disgraceful comments that Sanjay Raut made. And they thought their biggest political victory was to arrest me. Look at where it has landed them. It's really, but it's not about me. It's the way, I think the only people who Uddhav Thackeray's government really represented very well and very loyally was Bollywood.
Exactly. Arnab, you actually set the tone of the debate. Since on your debate, I will not be asked to refrain from taking uncomfortable names.
What is debate?
I will do exactly that. Please, Arnab, why is it that this man, before I've even made a point
Manojit, let her complete, please. She waited. Thank you. Don't be so depressed. It's okay. He's only quit. That's all right.
Okay. Arnab, the most important thing is the fact that since 21st June, when this entire saga unfolded, have you seen how Uddhav Thackeray has stumbled from one disgraceful comment to another? Sanjay Raut saying we will send the 39 or 40 odd MLAs directly from Guwahati to the crematorium, to Uddhav Thackeray folding his hands and saying, Darna mat, ghabrana nahi hai, I'm there with you, to saying that you are not the real Shiv Sena, you have no right to use my father Bala Saheb's name, whereas Bala Saheb
ठाकरे की लेगेसी की धज्जियां यदि किसी ने उड़ाई हैं, then it is the duo of Uddhav Thackeray and his good-for-nothing son Aditya Thackeray. I'm not going to mince words today. Through your channel, I would like to convey a message to Abhishek Manu Singhvi, his whole crux of the argument was, will heaven fall on earth if the floor test is not held tomorrow on 30th June? So, Mr. Singhvi, through Republic, through Arnab Goswami's show, I want to remind you of a date. The date was 18th May 2018. You knocked on the doors of the Supreme Court at 2 a.m. in the morning. Chief Justice Deepak Mishra.
What was the amount you paid to buy the MLAs?
Please, let me
answer this question.
You can speak.
What was the amount you paid to buy the MLAs?
Arnab, can this man be asked to
What was
not
the
intervene?
amount you paid to buy the MLAs?
Let her complete, please. Let her complete, please. You know.
Let
her complete, please. Let her complete, please. Why are you so angry? Your party leader has anyway said that they are going to launch a jihad. Your party leader has said that they will launch a jihad on the BJP on the 21st. So let's wait. Let's wait for a minute. Yes, thank you. Please, Sanjay, continue.
Thank you. Arnab, I'll just take 30 seconds. At 2 a.m. in the wee hours of the morning, Chief Justice Deepak Mishra formed a 3-member committee of Justice Thackeray, Justice Ashok Bhushan and Justice S.A. Bobde to decide whether Yediyurappa should continue as the Chief Minister or not. He was given less than 24 hours to prove his majority on the floor of the House. And Abhishek Manu Singhvi said, the more you delay the confidence vote, the more there are chances of horse trading. And today, on 29th June 2022, barely within 4 years, Abhishek Manu Singhvi does a 180-degree turn saying, we should delay the floor test. What is the hurry of a floor test? The hurry of a floor test is this, that Uddhav Thackeray's government is a minority government. It does not have the numbers. It has lost the political morality. And that is best amplified by the fact that Uddhav Thackeray resigned like cowards do, before the floor test happened.
Yeah, the only thing that Uddhav Thackeray
are we even allowed to speak?
Yeah, one second. Monojit, just few observations from my side. Few observations from my side. The only thing that Uddhav Thackeray's group did very well was abuse. They were the masters of political abuse, you know. Every single morning to hear one series of abuse after the other from Sanjay Raut was getting this absolutely tiring.
In this country is the master of political abuse.
No, absolutely tiring. Vandalization.
You don't remember what you did with Ajit Pawar?
No, but
you don't remember what you did with Ajit Pawar? That early dawn deceit. You forgot that.
You know, Monojit.
You forget that. Look how she's laughing. You forget that. When you allied with Ajit Pawar with that early dawn, deceit. It was look at this woman. Now she was lecturing. Look at this uncourteous, violent lady. Look at her. She was talking about morality. Now look at this. Look at this woman.
Sanju.
Look at this woman. Okay. Look at this woman. You are honorable, but you are extremely uncourteous.
All right.
You are an honorable lady, but extremely uncourteous. You don't even know the manners on TV.
One minute.
Why do you even appear on TV?
Monojit,
you don't even know manners on how to appear on TV.
You must not be frustrated today. You must not be so bitter today, Monojit. It's all right. It had to happen, you know. I'll tell you one thing. This, you know, when 1 minute, please, 1 minute.
This is BJP
Wait a minute, please. Wait. Can I? You know, I'll tell you one.
Look at the way she's laughing. Oh my God.
You know, and just remember.
Government is falling and these people are perversely laughing.
Monojit, I'll tell you one thing. Monojit, now I'll have to step in, please. Can the volume be adjusted, please? Monojit, I'm saying something to you. I'm in no mood to shout, though I know the people want to listen to me. I think, Monojit, there is a lesson for you also, because you have become a junior Sanjay Raut, and that's a very uncomplimentary thing to tell anyone. You also started abusing and attacking like Sanjay Raut. See where Sanjay Raut has ended up. See where Sanjay Raut has ended up. See where he ended up. And completely desolate. I'm going back to Niranjan. Niranjan, what's going on? Uddhav Thackeray said the people of Maharashtra, the people of India are with me. He almost wept. He almost wept today in the Facebook Live. And I just have one piece of advice. A politician must appear stronger, and the operational word at least appear stronger than this. To play the emotional card, not once, not twice, 3 times, Facebook Lives, it doesn't work. It ends up becoming almost farcical, artificial. And I have no idea, Niranjan, who's advising him. Sanjay Raut in his last message there in government saying, I thank Sharad Pawar. Well, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. It was Sharad Pawar who anyway ran the government, isn't it, Sanjay Raut, for the last 2.5 years. Where was the Shiv Sena anyway? Now, how many people are there outside? Have the people of Maharashtra, the people of India turned up to support Uddhav Thackeray yet, Niranjan? Have they turned up? Or if not, at least the Latvians media should turn up in larger numbers for him, given all that he's done for them. Niranjan? Have they turned up? Can we have a look, please, behind you?
In fact, the number of media crews is actually... Yes. Let's show you the. Let's show you that. It's just the media here, Arnab. It's just the media here. Arnab, you asked a question. Who's been advising him? You asked a question. Who's been advising him? Arnab, the Sanjay Raut tweet that you just saw right now, he has admitted that it was Sharad Pawar who was advising Uddhav Thackeray all along. And Arnab, let me tell you, this is also breaking news. We have it from our close sources that he was about to quit after the Facebook Live last week. He was supposed to quit after the Facebook Live last week, but Sharad Pawar advised him not to quit. And this is something that we've heard from close sources. And he did not quit because he was advised not to quit. And I think Arnab, there's some movement now. He's going to leave. We are hearing he's going to leave for the Raj Bhavan. And I think this is turning out to be a huge face-saving exercise. They could have done it in a better way, like you've been saying, but they waited. There's nobody here, Arnab.
There's only the police.
There's security cover. You see here.
It's ironical in a way.
Only the police.
It's ironical in a way that Uddhav Thackeray, who tried to run a police state, should have only the police left for him. One pictures out there, it's so utterly and absolutely shambolically symbolic today that the only people left with Uddhav Thackeray is the police. At least that has been his success. He tried to run a police state. And the bigger question is, will he really have control over the Shiv Sena? Vaibhav, I want to bring you in because I sort of doubt whether the Shiv Sena will stay with him right now. I mean, till now he was in power. Numbers are not with him. Is he in danger of losing the party as well? Vaibhav.
Arnab, good evening. I think Uddhav's done. Shiv Sena is done. You see, I have in last 1 week, I've done quite a few debates on Maharashtra, and one thing that I've noticed, and I think that to an extent you may agree to it, is that Shiv Sena was never a community project like all other parties. Say Congress, Bharatiya Janata Party, Samajwadi Party or something. Shiv Sena was a single person's ideology. So Shiv Sena is equal to Bal Thackeray, Bal Thackeray is equal to Shiv Sena. You throw Bal Thackeray's ideology out, Shiv Sena is done.
And that's what they did.
If the new get together, if the new MLAs actually call themselves the real Shiv Sena and they come up with Bala's
nature is also crying. It is raining in Mumbai. Nature is sad about how this democracy has been manipulated by BJP to come to power. Tomorrow onwards, I want to see how now...
Vaibhav again, Vaibhav. Yeah. 1 second, I heard you, Vijay, earlier. Let me hear Vaibhav now. Anyway, you know, Uddhav is in need for some support. You should actually be outside his house right now, supporting him. He needs some supporters out there. Yeah.
I'm astonished. I was astonished when Aditya Thackeray went on to become the BMC's guy, and I was like, what's the hurry? What's the rush? If you're really a seasoned politician, you would take your own time. You won't try to climb the ladder just because you're born with a silver spoon, parachute over the others, and then instead of being a leader, you're just trying to acquire power. And I think that is disgusting. In politics, even there are so many people, so many leaders who come from parachutes, but they don't try to acquire power. I mean, there are other political parties across the chain. I'll take Akhilesh Yadav's example. Akhilesh never tried to acquire the power. I mean, his dad ran the show for quite some time. And that is when Akhilesh came in and said, okay, now is my time. I'm ready to do it. I understand the politics of it. Let's just do it. So perhaps Shiv Sena is not about Thackeray's surname. Shiv Sena is about Bala Saheb Thackeray. And whoever wants to keep that ideology in place, which the Shinde camp definitely wants to keep, the Hindutva ideology, the people work for people ideology, the politics of work and development, I think it will just spiral out of his hand, of Uddhav Thackeray's hand in the coming time. I don't say that there are leaders in the Maharashtra politics who are not tainted.
No, let's now discuss his legacy. I want to point out for a brief moment, we have this gentleman, if you can call him that, Uddhav Thackeray, has left an unerasable legacy. The amazing thing about Uddhav Thackeray is he can never be forgotten for the things that he has done. Now, his best thing that he did was that he looked away as Vasuli Gate happened. I mean, extortion, corruption, the economic affairs wing, crime den ran under his, and he just looked away. Niranjan has got something, there's something happening there. What's happening, Niranjan? Yes, you're cutting live. Yes, what do you have?
Arnab, I'm sorry, I'm just jumping into the debate, but I wanted to make a mention. I remember on the day the US elections were happening at 3 o'clock when we started broadcasting, it was at 5 a.m. when I got a call from you and Samya Brata. I got a call saying that there were police outside the door. And I will never forget that day, Arnab. I wanted to mention that when I was shocked that they sent 100 policemen, including commandos with AK-47s and automatic rifles outside your house. There were 3 police vans and 5 police jeeps. I still remember when I was below your house when Sachin Vaze was there, he sent a police officer to butt me and take me out of your apartment. I'll never forget that day.
Can I say one thing as a follow-up to what you've said? Yeah, but you know what I told myself, Niranjan, can we have you back on screen? While that was happening, I thought that here is a chief minister who thinks that he is being very powerful. But I also told myself that he knows heart of heart that it is an act of cowardice. And I'm saying this directly today. It was a tremendous act of cowardice by Uddhav Thackeray to try and do that. But I think today I would lament the fact that that is the day the Lutyens media really carried itself to the grave. Because they were jumping with joy, and there is this, I wouldn't call her a journalist, for she's an apology in the name of a journalist. There's this individual who has got certificates from Hafiz Saeed who said she wanted to have a bucket of ice cream. Well, I would send her gallons of ice cream tonight and she can have it all by herself if she wants. Yes. And the country knows who exactly I'm talking about. You know, this is so disgraceful, but a lot of the media participated in that. But that is the record. Vijay Krishna, don't look stunned. This is your secularism. This is all you have. Yeah, Monoji, shout away now.
BJP, you mean BJP?
This is your secularism.
No, I'm not shouting. You are not even. You are not even.
Now you start speaking. Yeah.
If something wrong was done to you, it has got nothing to do with falling off the government. You actually bought these MLAs. And I demand that there should be ED income tax investigation against these MLAs. How much money did you pay to buy these MLAs who are now, enjoying their holidays in Guwahati, despite the fact that Assam is flooding? People of Assam are dying. They're crying for food.
Yeah. One sec, we're getting some shots coming in right now. I think Uddhav Thackeray went into Raj Bhavan, we are told, maybe to officially quit. Alisha is there. Alisha, can you hear me, Alisha? Alisha, you there? Alisha? No, that's not Alisha there. Alisha's at the other end. We'll try and get the report live. Saw a bit of cars going in. I think there's a formal resignation being carried to Raj Bhavan. Okay. Now, shall we list some more accomplishments of Uddhav Thackeray, please? Shall we continue listing the accomplishments? Yes. Sanju, you want to add to an accomplishment of his? Go ahead.
Arnab, I think if you heard his speech, apart from the body language of being a defeatist, apart from throwing in the towel even before the floor test, what struck me was the flurry of announcements today. Naming Osmanabad, Navi Mumbai, Pune, Aurangabad. I want to ask Uddhav Thackeray, what exactly did he do for Hindus in the last 2.5 years? Forget about the fact that we all know when the Palghar sadhus were lynched with 300 policemen standing there as mute spectators in the worst form of state-sponsored violence that I, as a Mumbaikar, have seen in recent times. Do you remember the Amravati violence? Do you remember the Nanded violence? Do you remember the fact that those who talk about Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan have never uttered a word about 4,800 farmers who have committed suicide in Amravati and Vidarbha in the last 2.5 years of Uddhav Thackeray, the best CM's glorious rule? The fact of the matter is, Uddhav Thackeray forgot one very important thing. Arnab, we are always told you set this on your debate.
No. 1 minute. I'll have to intervene. I have to say one more thing there. Sanju, give me a moment. Give me a moment, please. Give me a moment. Vijay Krishna, please be quiet. Please be quiet for a moment. I want to say something now. I want to say something now, please. Can I say something? Vijay Krishna, for a minute, please? Thank you. Thank you. My point is, Monojit said, these arrests and all have nothing to do with what has happened. I want to ask you, viewers, the arrest, the abuse of power, the misgovernance, the corruption, you really think, Monojit, it had nothing to do with the fall of the government? Let me tell you today something which will interest you. When I was arrested, 1 minute, when I was arrested, hundreds of people from the Shiv Sena called me saying, we are shocked with the fascism of Uddhav Thackeray's government. We are embarrassed. Monojit, be quiet. Listen to me. We are embarrassed with what Uddhav Thackeray is trying to do. He's looking weak. And the Shiv Senics knew. I had a great equation with Balasaheb Thackeray. In fact, whenever I went to interview Balasaheb Thackeray and I would talk, and Uddhav would remain quiet, sitting in the side. He would never be allowed to speak. Point is, that was a conversation between me and Balasaheb Thackeray. The question is this. The question is, when you abuse power, nobody stands with you. Take that lesson yourself as well. And don't look perturbed. It's okay. Okay? Now, one more thing. Historical achievement of Uddhav Thackeray.
Arnab Goswami, I tell you, I promised you in the month of October 2020, when you said that you want to open a channel, I said the Bengal government will help you.
I don't need any help from the Bengal government. We are an independent network. You can go help the channels that need your help. We don't need the help of the Bengal government, this government, or any government. We're India's biggest network. Thank you very much. We don't need any help. We have help from the people of India. The people of India are with us. Now, let's go back to the debate. Don't make that the issue. Don't make that the issue. Vaibhav, I want to come to one point. So I'm just coming to you, Sanju. Even today, the only thing that Uddhav Thackeray is doing and his, this lightweight, what's his name, Sanjay Rao, is doing, is this is thanking Vadra Congress. Balasaheb Thackeray had said that this party and the family should be thrown out of the country. And Vaibhav, I'm shocked. The only thing which Uddhav Thackeray is doing is saying thank you to those who Balasaheb Thackeray wanted out of India's public life.
Right. It's amazing. And how this entire thing that Balasaheb's ideology has been taken away from the entire thing. You see, I wanted to make a point here and bring it forth that when the elections happened in 2019, 106 seats were there with us, with the Bharatiya Janata Party. And there were only 55 with Shiv Sena. I think it was never their right in the first place to have formed the government. And if they would have tiptoed the Bharatiya Janata Party's leadership in that case, because at the end of the day, you had 106 seats. You are the single largest party in the Vidhan Sabha. And I don't see why that Uddhav Thackeray power, because he would have been better off under the leadership of the Bharatiya Janata Party and Devendra Fadnavis and the central leadership. And I don't see a reason why all this played out, because they all wanted to seize power with Congress, and Congress wanted to seize power in Mumbai. Why Mumbai? Because financial and of course we all know that Congress has been very together. and parallel to corruption in Bombay that happened, and then the whole Dawood Ibrahim link and the whole underworld link and all that. So I think it has just played out very, very badly. And Bala Saheb's name is Shiv Sena, and whoever wants to carry that ideology will be able to get that name for sure in the hearts of the people and get a second mandate just about 2 years from now. And I think it'll be an excellent way to watch when these guys, the same set of people, go for a second term amongst the people. Why? Because these set of same people will be accepted or not accepted, and that is when the writing is on the wall as far as I can read, that these guys are sure, these 35, 40 people are sure to get a second mandate, who've broken away and who've carried out the flag, who've become the flag bearers of the ideology. Because you see, Shiv Sena has never been a community project. Shiv Sena has been a single person ideology, single person founded it, single person ran it, single person went out in the election, single person spoke to people. And it didn't never make sense for anyone to have carried that just because they had this.
And Vaibhav, I want to go back to Sushil. People are asking me, what are the things to observe tonight, Arnab? Well, viewers, later, when you have the time, please observe that there is an unwatchable anchor on an unwatchable channel whose only distinction has been that he interviewed Parambir twice and is now very, very scared that the Teesta investigation will lead up to him, whoever this individual is. It looks they are behaving right now, Sushil, as if they've lost the government. They are behaving as if they quit. It's all right, I want to console them. But the bigger questions tonight are the Vadra Congress legacy on Uddhav Thackeray, because Balasaheb Thackeray had said that the Congress is like a cancer. And I think if Uddhav had any political acumen, he would have dissociated himself from the Congress instead of thanking them so profusely on his last working day.
Right.
Exactly.
Arnab,
Very nice point.
You're certainly having all the fun, and quite deservedly so. I was waiting for Uddhav to thank some gentleman across the bay in a city called Karachi, because the power, real power behind this entire coalition building and money siphoning and Gahi Sarkar was driven from there. And you could see how underworld was managed, how a home minister landed in the jail because of the machinations. This was as ugly as it could get.
हिंदुओं की अच्छा हुए
हुजूर,
कि आपका पंतप्रधान मन की बात में एक बार रोया है
So strange.
थोड़ा आत्मविमर्शा कीजिए, आप
coming. Sajju, wait a minute.
मोदी जी,
Coming.
कश्मीरी पंडितों के लिए आपने क्या किया है?
But this esteemed Sainik on the panel, my fellow panelists, this gentleman has taught me today that rose-tinted glasses is more than a metaphor. And the man refuses to see the fact, he refuses to see the writing on the wall. Probably he's running a 24-hour lag. Tomorrow he will realize and fall in place. Be that as it may, I have one sad point to say. I really admired, and I still do, Balasaheb Thackeray. We have great debt of gratitude towards him for how he helped us 30 years back. And I couldn't bear to see Shiv Sena going to pieces because of this hugely horrendous political experiment that his undeserving progeny was conducting. This happens because you get power on a platter. You don't work hard for it. And that is what happens. And that is what is happening in each party run by families, where undeserving heirs to power squander it, ruin it. And much more than that, because political parties are options in a democracy. And it takes decades to create these options. When you destroy these options, our democracy is that much poorer. That is what was one lamentable reason for Shiv Sena to be destroyed like this. But today, I think this is a day for redemption. This is a day for rebuilding. And I congratulate Shiv Sainiks who have endured through all these threats, all these hoodlums descending on their homes and
Shots
families.
Live from the
They've
Taj
endured
Hotel.
through it.
We're getting a feed. It's on Republic Bharat. We can cut to it right now. If you see the pictures there, you're seeing all the there are live pictures coming in. You're seeing all the BJP leaders sitting there, celebratory mood out there. We have those shots coming in. We're going to cut to it in just a minute. Before I go to Alisha, what is the prospect tomorrow now? What happens? I know that Mahesh Jethmalani said that this seems to be the next chapter of the next chapter of a very boring movie, but people still want to know, Sanju, what is the likely next step tomorrow? We have a trust vote. Will we have a trust vote, or is it going to be a walkover? Sanju.
Arnab. Okay, I'm glad you asked me this because, on a more serious note, I think this is exactly what I wanted to discuss. I'm simply going, Arnab, by the speaker's letter. He says that 7 independent MLAs have expressed, their desire to support the BJP. Devendra Fadnavis, leader of opposition, said that, he wants Uddhav Thackeray and company to prove the majority. Plus, Mr. Koshyari, the governor, also said that 39 MLAs of the Eknath Shinde group wrote to him saying they want to exit the Uddhav Thackeray Shiv Sena. Basically, if you just go by the governor's letter, what we have today is 7 independent MLAs plus 39 of the Eknath Shinde group plus 106 standalone MLAs of BJP, which puts BJP at 152. Where does that leave Shiv Sena? 55 minus 39, 16 MLAs of Uddhav Thackeray, 53 of the NCP, 44 of the Congress. Total is 113. You have 113, 113 of the Aghadi versus 152 of the BJP, Shinde and independent MLA group.
Okay.
We are clearly ahead in numbers by a long margin.
Because of your
we are ahead in numbers by a long margin.
Good artist.
आप चुप हो जाइए, रोना बंद करिए, शांत हो जाइए, रोना बंद करिए. आप रोने का दिन नहीं है, जाकर आप ममता बनर्जी के सामने रोइए.
You have money, you bought
I
them.
wonder what you are doing on this panel.
Again the
You don't belong to the Shiv Sena, you don't belong to the Congress, you don't belong to the NCP, you don't seem like a political analyst.
Still remember your party.
You seem like a spoon of the TMC. I wonder why you are there on the panel.
Don't even think about Bengal.
Okay.
BJP has
think about Bengal. Your party is nowhere near Bengal. Arnab knows. Arnab and Arnab Bangla channel know how your party is doing in Bengal.
Okay.
So don't even think about Bengal.
Okay, let's go live to the BJP meet venue, ladies and gentlemen. But let's go live to the BJP meet venue. We have Alisha there. Alisha, there seems to be a bit of an informal briefing. Yeah. That's Devendra Fadnavis. He was just speaking to the media, I think. Devendra Fadnavis has just arrived. Devendra Fadnavis has just arrived. He's meeting all his fellow leaders, his MLAs. He's sitting there. He's just doing a namaste to the media and saying, I will speak to you tomorrow. Let's see if he says something. Alisha. I think...
Devendra ji.
आता पक्षाची बैठक आहे सर्व आमदारांची बैठक आहे सभागृहाच्या बाहेर थांबावं
That's Ashish Shelar, and he's basically the Mumbai BJP chief, and he's telling the media, can you please come out of the room because Devendra Fadnavis wants to speak to the MLAs. So clearly, if you're watching this, they are not disclosing their party strategy. They're keeping it very, very close. He's not going to, again, they're telling the media if the media cannot be there. Okay, I think Devendra Fadnavis wants to do a strategy session with his MLAs for tomorrow. And I think the purpose of this this purpose of this meeting, which is at the Taj Hotel in Mumbai, is to have an internal strategy session. And very tight-lipped, Devendra Fadnavis, he realizes that the battle is not over yet. Obviously, as Mahesh Jethmalani says, it's another chapter of a long and boring movie. That's how Mahesh Jethmalani said. But every move matters at this point. And for a political strategist like Devendra Fadnavis will want to make sure that he does not take any chances till the ball actually shoots into the goal post, and he is not assuming that because there's no defense visibly left that he's going to assume that it's going to be victory tomorrow. So he's playing out every last move, ladies and gentlemen. I can tell you Ashish Shelar is having a really tough time telling the media to go, because the reporters can be very persistent. All the reporters are standing there, not refusing to go. They're sitting there. Alisha is there. Okay. I think grudgingly the media is beginning to move. Everybody wants the first soundbite, the first interview right now. And now I can see the camera move. Alisha, if you can hear me. Okay, we're not getting the soundbite there, so we'll go back to the debate. We'll go back to the debate, and I want to continue to talk about Uddhav Thackeray's record. He's a man who said, "I will not act on Sachin Vase," and he famously said, his famous quote was, Sanju, that Sachin Vase is not Osama bin Laden. In other words, he accused everyone of attacking Sachin Vase. So I think that was one of his, one of his shining moments, wasn't it, Sanju?
Arnab, since Sanjay Raut is so fond of indulging in shairi, I just want to say one thing to him, because I think he's played a key role in the complete annihilation of the Shiva Sena. Uddhav Thackeray today has lost his MLA. He has lost the position of Chief Ministership of Maharashtra. He has lost his party. And most importantly, he has lost credibility and his face. And nothing could be worse than that. Sanjay Raut साहब, एक कहावत है कि सच्चाई की भूख तो हर किसी को होती है, पर जब सच्चाई थाली में परोसी जाती है, तो सच्चाई का स्वाद बहुत कम लोगों को अच्छा लगता है. ज्यादातर लोगों को सच्चाई कड़वी लगती है, और वही आपका हाल है. You saw the writing on the wall. You strayed away from your ideology, but you were so consumed by hubris that finally you had to see 30th June.
What was your ideology
tomorrow,
when you allied with Ajit Pawar?
It's certain. It's end game and
think about your ideology?
Sena-led alliance in Maharashtra.
I would just like to conclude the program this evening by talking about, Uddhav Thackeray. In a gross act of political cowardice, he has resigned on a Facebook Live. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have everyone on? I just want to make a couple of points. This resignation happened after the Supreme Court rejected his very desperate anti-floor test plea. In the history of Indian politics, we have not seen a politician who's gone crying saying, "I don't want to face the people, I don't want to face the vote." This resignation happened after he was alienated by everyone. But that actually has been a personality trait of Uddhav Thackeray. He's the same man who did not act when the sadhus were lynched in Palghar. He's the same man who refused to act on Sachin Vase and brazenly said, "Sachin Vase is not Osama bin Laden, can we give him another award?" He's the same man whose cabinet minister consists of one man who runs a mega extortion racket and another who has underworld links with Dawood Ibrahim. He's the same man under whom innocent senior colleagues of mine were beaten with chucky belts. And told, "You need to testify against Arnab." And he's the same man under whom everyone who dared to question and criticize his regime was thrashed by his goons. Uddhav Thackeray, where are your goons tonight? Even the goons would have left you. And the bottom line is, there is no point Weber playing the emotional card.
I agree.
There is no point playing the emotional card right now. It's not going to work. The only people who will probably be weeping tonight will be the many, many friends who Uddhav Thackeray's party has in Bollywood. I think they'd be weeping tonight.
Just a minute, Arnab. What do you have to say to the likes of Richa Chadda, Swara Bhaskar, Kunal Kamra, Huma Qureshi, Hrithik Roshan, who've been giving best PM certificates to Uddhav Thackeray? I am sure you have a message for his Bollywood pals, because they are the only ones who said he's the best PM.
Yes,
whereas the people of Maharashtra were suffering
Without any doubt.
the last 2.5 years.
Well, I would only tell you that some psychopathic, self-styled comedians, you know, who turn into semi-hijackers on private airlines, went on all fours to interview, Sanjay Raut. And these are the people who need to really think about, what they have done. They too are cowards at another level. My bottom line is this today, that I think fundamentally he should have taken the floor test and lost. It would have been a more honorable exit. Yes. I think so. That's my last word tonight.
Yes. He chose to be a coward.
Yeah, but that's he should have taken the floor test. He should have taken the floor test. But of course, someone's advising him. Ladies and gentlemen, as they say, things catch up, don't they? I think they do.